Boom, everybody. Good morning. Ben and Woods, 97.3 The Fan. Happy Monday to you. Lovely to be here with you. Let's get our heads right on what should be a very, very long and interesting week. If you're a San Diego Padres fan, it's long. Anytime you play the Dodgers, those games they're pretty gnarly on the old BP. They're gnarly on the Twitter fingers as well. But mostly because they decided to start games at 1 a.m. In L.A. all week long. Every game starting at essentially 1 a.m. for me. 7:10 it's excruciatingly late for me, Paulie, not so much for Benny. For a lot of you out there too. But yeah, we'll get through it, man. We'll have the day off on Thursday, national holiday of Juneteenth. And then we'll be back on Friday. So very smart from our program director, brand manager, Adam Klug, to take this week off. Take the week off, build in the off day for himself. Very, very smart. Also gets out of, dealing with Dodger week and Dodger fans and all that. Very, very smart. A savvy move from Adam Klug.
We could all learn a thing or two.
We could, man. He leads by example.
That's your go-to move.
That is your go-to move.
Finding a holiday day during a week and then extending it.
Yeah, we're doing it too, actually, 4th of July. So
yeah,
no harm, no foul. I'm Woodsy. That's Paul Reindl, the executive producer. Good morning, Paulie.
Hey, how are you?
Doing good. How was the weekend?
Oh, it was just great.
How was Father's Day?
How was Sunday?
Yeah, how was Sunday?
Just outstanding.
Normal.
I have therapy tomorrow.
Good. Highly recommended. On this program.
Good timing.
We are therapy advocates. At least Paulie and I are therapy advocates. Benjamin Higgins over here, my friendly neighborhood sports anchor friend. I don't know if he's a therapy advocate.
I'm a therapy advocate. I'm not a
therapy participant.
But certainly an advocate.
Okay. How are you?
I'm good. How was your Father's Day?
It was electric.
Good.
It was fantastic.
Mine was elite.
Was it good?
I really had maybe the best Father's Day ever. Yeah. Got up, watched a ton of golf and baseball, and then late in the afternoon went to the San Diego County Fair with the family. Yep. And had maybe the best fair trip I've ever had. Now,
you're not the world's biggest fair.
I'm not.
Now, has my constant love of the fair rubbed off on you a little bit?
I started getting kind of jealous. I saw some of the food items, so I was like, okay, I'm going to be really good. And then
jealous of what?
Just like all the food items I was seeing and wanted to go eat and enjoy some of it.
He gets that envy.
I did. I got a little envy.
He gets that. That's his 7 deadly sins.
And
envy.
And we went. Very efficient trip. Got there. Had the fried potato chips, which we both love. So shared those. Went to the Speakeasy, had a cocktail. That was really cool. And then we rode the Ferris wheel, had pictures of saw like the sun kind of going down toward Del Mar. Was gorgeous up there.
So I have a question I saw you post a photo on Instagram. Nice to see you working the Instagram, a couple times a year.
Yeah.
What was the Fair-is wheel?
Ferris wheel.
Oh, like from the fair.
That's what I was. It's the Fair-is wheel.
Ferris wheel.
It was a Fair-is wheel.
So it's just a Ferris wheel.
It's just a Ferris wheel
at the fair.
At the fair. It's a Ferris wheel at the fair.
I looked at it last night. I go, what does he mean? What does he mean? And then when I looked him in the eye, when I saw him, I go, it's Ben. I know exactly. Ferris wheel.
So as we're in the Ferris wheel, we're looking down at the midway, and there's all the games and. Shelly says, why don't we let's go play skee ball. And I'm thinking, okay, we're going to spend a lot of money on the games because you always do.
A lot of money.
You keep chasing the prizes with the games. Like you're close. You keep paying, it's how
like
it works.
$5.
Yeah, but then
per roll or whatever.
But when you play them like 50 times to try to win something.
Who's doing that?
People do because they like to win.
A lot of money.
Well, you can chase after the prizes.
Chase the dragon.
We first game. I win an actual a good sized stuffed animal on skee ball. Hand it to Shelly, and we're good. I one game. I want a stuffed animal on one game. We went and got a really delicious gyro, and then I had bar none the best thing I've ever eaten at the fair. The tres leches cinnamon roll.
I told you
it's elite.
There's nothing like it, man.
It was so good. I see why it won the best of fair food competition last week at the Country Fair cinnamon rolls. It was absolutely devastatingly good. Just devastatingly good.
The only way they could make that thing better is to put Petco Park banana pudding inside of it. That's it. That's the only way they can make that thing better. It's
Trace like Chase Eclair.
Yes, Paulie. I had a little sample of it when I went to the VIP thing. And they put it in the thing, and the guy started drizzling the tres leches
It
over
looks like too much.
It looks like too much, and I go, oh man, now it's going to be kind of like, because it's like watery a little,
Yeah.
it's liquidy.
Yeah.
And I thought I wanted the real thick frosting. I thought I wanted it until I ate this SOB, and I put my fork in there. I went, whew, oh my god. Hannah looked at me. She goes, oh my god. I go, this is unbelievable. So yeah, the guy, Hannah just said in the chat too, the guy that created it was so passionate about his creation that it made it tasted even better. He was so passionate about it. It was really, really good.
Did a little shopping around. I think my youngest son got his ears pierced. Good for him.
Wait, hold on. What do you mean you think he did?
I said he did. I mean, I didn't really inspect them closely. I'm assuming he was telling the
Were
truth.
there earrings in his ears?
Did he show up with earrings?
Well, they had the little tape on them. So,
Okay.
So I'm assuming that's what happened. But
better than a nipple, I suppose.
he's an adult. He gets to
Do what he wants.
make that choice. And then, about 2.5, 3 hours, we were done. Got
That's
home
it.
on Sunday night in time to feel like got to bed on time, and it was just an elite Father's Day.
That's a great one. Yeah, we did breakfast as a family in the morning. Had a great time. We did lunch as a family. I threw about 2 hours of batting practice in the street with all the kids. We ran a full football practice. We've got football that starts on Friday. We got our first game on Friday, so we had the wristbands out and we're running the plays and with some of the kids in the neighborhood that are on the team. Like I said, threw a lot of BP. Hit a lot of ground balls, the usual. We played in the street most of the day, came inside, got a little bit of a nap, watched the Padres game, got a win. And
that was a big part of it as well.
Honestly, it was. It really
we all
was.
wanted to win really badly after what happened on Saturday.
Saturday night was excruciating. It was brutal. I could barely sleep. Saturday night, I was sick. I was playing it over in my head that this is, in fact, the end of the Padres season after that loss on Saturday night. Paulie and I talked yesterday before the game, and I said, this is going to be the start of a 7-game losing streak. Then we're going to have to get through it. And, still, it could be 4. We have no idea. Dodgers are a tough team, as you know. But I really, really was happy with getting that win yesterday. Also, my wife came through so hard with the gifts.
Congratulations.
I mean, no, not that way. The gifts. I got tons of gifts. Great gifts. I got these killer Liam Gallagher Adidas trainers. They're a very limited edition that they put out a couple years ago, and they're very limited. And she found them and bought them, and they're awesome. They're awesome. She got them, sent them to me, and they got his little face on the tongue. It's phenomenal. He had a clothing brand as well. She got me sunglasses from that, a parka for when I go over to the show. I'm decked. I'm completely decked. Got some new Viore pants, which I'm wearing now. Got a new shirt. I mean, she really, really crushed it. So it was nice. It was really nice. My kids were scale of 1 to 10, about 9s yesterday. So that was pretty good too. But it was great, man. The weather was perfect. It was just spectacular. It was a spectacular day in San Diego.
June gloom broke just enough to see the sun, which was nice.
Watched a little bit of golf, watched some baseball, and it was just really, really chill. It was a really chill day, and I just wanted to hang out with my kids, my family. So I got really lucky in that respect to be able to do that. Trying to think of we had a fancy dinner out Friday night for graduation. I asked Bo where he wants to go for graduation from first grade. Now, this is something 8 years ago I would have thought this is lame. It's first grade, grab your ice cream sandwich and move on to second grade. But when they're your kids, you get into it a little bit. We've talked about it before. So I said, all right, buddy, graduation night. Where do you want to go?
Most kids will pick something like McDonald's or
Hamburger Hut.
Right.
He says, Bob's. And I go, you mean Bob's Steak and Chop House? He said,
at the Omni La Costa
at the Omni La
Resort and
Costa
Spa.
Resort and Spa. I go, that's what you
Are
want?
you sure he's not my kid?
He might be. And I said, that's what you want. And he goes, yeah. Guy loves steak. He loves steak so much. I go, what's your favorite restaurants? He goes, Bob's and Outback. Which, hey, I got no problem with Outback.
No rules, just right.
Yeah, exactly. So he loves steak. Anytime I make steak, he eats 3-4 servings. He loves it. So he wanted a nice steak. So we went and had a really nice meal. But we're sitting at dinner. Nice place. Bob's and La Costa is super fancy. And we're early, 5 p.m. reservation. And
They're still setting up.
They're still setting up.
Yeah.
So we're sitting in the booth. Taylor goes, I had a fart. He goes, I got a fart. And Hannah goes, no. I go, no, don't. And he goes, I am. And I did. Just like that. And I went, bro. And then he looks at his mother. I'm not kidding you. 2 seconds later, he goes, you have buck teeth. Now, my wife's teeth are perfect. And I mean,
he just learned what buck
he even
teeth
learned it.
are or heard.
He just learned it and just decided to say it. He just looked at her. I'm like, what are you? I go, you're not at the Catskills right now. Like, you're not on stage. Like, you're not doing a set in Branson. Like, who do you think you are? Just doing bits and stuff the whole time. Hey, you have buck teeth. And I'm like, God, you're so cutting and mean. Like, but the I need to fart, don't.
I am. I did.
And I did. Just like that. He looked at me, he goes, I am. And I did. And this is days after every day my cheese sucks. I mean, he really is turning into it's turning into something ridiculous. So anyway, it was a great time. It was a great time.
Oh, Taylor.
And then you had another session of the work this weekend,
yeah, we
which
did.
is great.
We did. It's the men's mental health group I put together. And it was awesome, man. It was fewer people this time, which, that's okay. It's weird. Like I was telling Tommy Arthur, who runs Lost Abbey Sanctuary, I said, it's not something I want to like market.
Grow.
Growing is fine.
Yeah.
The more the merrier, and more people should know about it. But I thought it feels weird and kind of icky to me, like marketing it, like promoting it and things like that. You know what I mean?
Promoting, you're just announcing that it's
happening. I don't know. It just felt a little odd. It feels a little odd, but I'm working my way around.
Well, do you think that perhaps that you fixed so many guys' mental health the first time?
No, I don't think so.
They didn't need to come back the second time.
No, I don't think so, man. I don't. I know that a lot of guys out there need help, but it was great, man. We had a couple of repeat customers, if you will, and then we had some new faces, and everyone shared and got down in it. So it was good, man. It was really cool. So I'm definitely going to get one in July. We're going to do it every month. And, look, I'd like to get to the point where maybe we can do it every other week, but, I got to see what the schedule allows without taking too much time away from my family as well. I don't want that to happen, but yeah, I just got to figure out a better, smarter way to get it out there and maybe to have a little bit more direction when we do get in there. But it's an hour. It was an hour, and we had a hard out at noon, and everyone came in and seemed to enjoy it. So I really appreciated those that showed up. And if you're unfamiliar, you just follow me on social media at the Stephen Woods on Twitter and Instagram. I'll be posting, updates on it there.
Yeah, you've got to be careful not to overextend yourself during the summer.
Because we are summer's crazy, man.
Heading into a very busy part of the schedule, both work-wise. Got a busy week for the Padres here, and you've got your kids now in camps. You said Taylor's going to his first camp.
Going to his very first camp today. It's a farm camp. He's very excited about it, and Bo will be at baseball camp. So, yeah, camp season starts today.
What goes down at farm camp?
It's a good question. They're going to do – I was reading through the –
planting,
harvesting, learning about how to plant, how to harvest,
photosynthesis,
the animals.
Yeah.
I think they make them do a lot of work, which is great. Get out there, pull these weeds. It's really fun. It's actually pretty genius. I should do that at my house. Just call it a camp. We're going to do garbage camp today. Ready? Everyone empty the garbage.
You're going to be a garbage man for a day.
We're going to do toilet camp at the house today. Everyone grab a toothbrush. Let's get after it.
We're going to do quiet camp.
How about behavior camp in this house, right? But yeah, so he's going to his first one today. I think he's a little nervous, but I think he's excited. And they go play with animals and stuff, and it's good. It's good. We want them. Look, he's not going to get any of that from his dad. So best go get it at a camp. I can help with baseball, but not when it comes to planting and tilling and harvesting things. That's not my jam.
They do say that sometimes personality traits skip a generation. So it's possible he takes after his grandfather.
Yeah.
Who, of course, Lauren Nancaro, the greenest thumb in San Diego, some said.
Greenest thumb in San Diego, no question. And then, his namesake, Lauren Bo Woods, is very much into it. Very much into farm animals and planting, and they really are into it. I feel bad. I feel like I should make an attempt to get into it, but I don't know, man. I'm good at what I'm just going to stick with my strengths. You know what I mean? Can't try to be everything for everybody. I'm going to stick with my strengths. And hey, man, like I said, I threw 2 hours of awesome BP yesterday, hit tons of grounders, worked on situational drills in the street. Kids had a blast. So it was a really, really great day.
So, and then we've got our trip to Philly coming up in a couple of weeks, which we're all looking forward to. We're at the stage where, you know, you look at your phone app for the weather and it goes 10 days out.
Yeah.
So it's a little too far, but you start checking, like, what's at least the general trend of the weather?
If it says 80, it's probably not going to be
too far
50.
off of that. It'll probably be, you know, a few degrees above or below. 3 days before we arrive, I think 95 in Philadelphia. Ooh,
Probably not very muggy or anything.
I hope it goes down from there and not up. Yeah, it's going to be, it could be a hot one.
What'll be fun is all the things that we want to go out and do. And we're all like, so I'm going to stay in my room till 7 and I'll see you guys for dinner. We're just laying in our hotel rooms. Like going to Philly, flying across the country to take a nap and sit in your hotel room and watch movies.
All we want to do is have Ben climb a lamppost.
And run the rocky stairs. It's too hot.
You can't even touch them. It's that heat.
Adio lives there. He says, guys, it's supposed to be 99 next week. It's foolish on my part because I know it gets hot on the East Coast. I lived on the East Coast for a while. I don't remember it getting that hot. I really don't. I lived in Connecticut. I remember being in New York City in the summer and be like, "Ooh, toasty," but I don't remember it being that hot. So this is what we're in store for. You know what that means? It means I'm gonna have to wear shorts.
You will. You can't wear pants if it's 99 and humid.
Watch me
in Philadelphia.
Watch me.
I mean, it was 110 this weekend where the Padres were in Phoenix.
Yeah, man.
But it's dry heat. It's not the same as, I think 99 and humid might be worse. So hopefully that's the peak, and then it starts trickling back down by the time
this is like a more extended forecast. Again, still early, but it says all about 90, 91.
It's better than 99.
Better than 99. That's true.
So we'll keep an eye on that as we get a little bit closer to it. We got a very busy show to get to, so we should probably get rolling. Let's check traffic for the first time, then we'll set the menu with Padres, a giant trade in Major League Baseball.
Wow.
The golf, the soccer, I mean, just everything going on right now. We got a ton to get to. So traffic and then menu setting next year with Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is brought to you by the Grilling Store at Hillcrest Ace Hardware at 10th and University. Speaking of grilling, hope all you dads had a great Father's Day. Maybe put something nice on the grill. Right now, we're looking a little foggy around parts of the county, so you definitely want to take that into consideration. Leave a little extra time for travel. There is a crash on the coastline, northbound 5 before Poinsettia. Several vehicles involved. Looks like the 2 left lanes are blocked, possibly one of the right lanes as well. So you will see some brake lights approaching that north 5 before Poinsettia. Fortunately, no other problems. Traffic is brought to you by the Grilling Store at Hillcrest Ace Hardware. Purchase a grill this week, and your first cookout is free with 12 burgers and 12 franks, courtesy of Omaha Steaks. That's the Grilling Store at Hillcrest Ace Hardware at 10th and University. Love that place. That's where I got my big green egg. And Kelly Danick with Ben and Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
We'll jump into our Padres wrap-up here at the bottom of the hour. Maybe the win you felt like the Padres needed to have more than any other so far this season.
Yeah, after the gut check win.
Yeah, after what happened on Saturday with giving up 5 runs in the 9th inning to lose 8-7. You really wanted to see how the Padres were going to respond to that on Sunday.
I checked my blood pressure after. It was 190 over 80.
I was in a bad mood.
It's like death. That's like
I try not to let sports put me in a bad mood.
Yeah, man.
I was in a bad mood on Saturday night.
It was. I was kind of in a daze.
Bad mood.
Yeah, I was kind of in a daze after that, man. I really, really was. I was kind of walking around the house going, "Did that just happen?" I laughed for a time because you have to keep from crying. But oh my god!
I went out to dinner with my boys, kind of a pre-Father's Day dinner, and we were so excited about it. I said, we're going to go out just as soon as the game ends, and it's going to be happy. They're about to win, and I'm going to be in a really good mood. And I had to stop myself from snapping at them a couple of times because I was in such.
Oh, you actually stopped yourself?
I did stop myself.
I'm proud. How do you do that? How does one do that?
I knew why I was upset, and I knew it wasn't because of them. I knew it was because of the Padres and what happened in that game. I realized it right away. I'm going to be in a foul mood for the next couple of hours after watching how that ended.
It really sucks that it gets to that point in the season. It really does.
Me, I can logically say they played a really good game. Yep. All the way until the last
then
couple of minutes. Way better. the first 2.5 hours were great. That was a solid game with a comeback and everything you wanted to see.
Yep.
And they just ruined it for you right at the end. And that's going to happen. It's going to, your closer is not going to always be perfect every single time. That's going to happen logically, and it doesn't make it sting any less when it does.
Still crushes you. I was at the one the year before Hannah's birthday in the Odyssey Suite. Grand slam to who was it?
Oh,
Parker Meadows or something, or Peter Parker or Jimmy Dingle.
Parker Meadows sounds right. Yeah,
Dingler
for the Tigers.
I can't remember. All I know is I saw it, and it was the first time I'd ever gotten to see the Robert Suarez walk out in person. The big to do, and he comes out, and it was just boom, 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 grand slam, and I just remember that feeling. It's like your soul leaves your body through your feet, and you've seen it happen to the Mets. You've seen it happen to the Cubs, the Dodgers. It doesn't matter. Every team goes through it. Doesn't make it any better. It doesn't make you feel any better. I was a wreck Saturday.
We all react so harshly after a blown save, or not even, it wasn't even a save, but anytime you see something like that, it stings. It never feels good. And you always jump to conclusions like, we got to get rid of this guy. There's never a good time for a blown save.
Never. There's never a good time. Yeah,
that
always
is a
bad.
win that turned into a loss in the blink of an eye. It's never going to be easy. There's no easier walk-off losses than others.
No, every walk-off loss sucks, and especially one where you have played a really good baseball game and you have your really, 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 really good and reliable closer, and he's been really good for us this year. We'd be dead in the water without him. And next thing you know, you look up and you're like, these dudes are going to win this game, aren't they? And you just want to die.
I swear to God, I went to go get some water, and all of a sudden it was bases loaded, nobody out, and I go, oh.
You just know it.
I was like, this is not going to end well.
Yeah, you know it.
I don't know if it's going to be a double and a couple of singles or the grand slam, but I know this is not going to end well.
We can talk about it too. KG says, and it's a good talking point. It is. It's a fair one. It's a good one. I don't think there's anybody wrong in this one. I really don't. I think everybody is right. Whatever your opinion is on what happened on Saturday night, I think you're right. I have a different opinion than KG. KG has a different opinion than me. His Schilt needs to be better about recognizing when a pitcher does not have it that night.
We'll go through what happened.
We will go through it. But again, KG, you're not wrong. But I don't think I'm wrong either, and we can talk about it.
And, of course, we will talk about the blockbuster shocking trade yesterday. Rafael Devers going to the San Francisco Giants, coming to an NL West that is already loaded and gets even
just what
more
this division
loaded.
Needed.
So that is obviously changing the entire complexion of the playoff race in the National League that the Padres are currently in the thick of.
Can we do the check? Can we check in on Boston Sports Radio? Just
let's
have
do
Polly
that.
pop in on one
our
when
Boston
we come back.
Station. Yeah, not now, but let's see how they're reacting this morning to losing Rafael Devers for what a lot of people are saying is a pretty light package of prospects and players in return.
You know what I call it? I call it the Mookie Betts package, the other generational superstar that they got rid of for literally nothing. Will they go full into Rafi for like 2 hours, or will they just pivot? Just pivot to the Patriots.
Their WEI is in commercial right
now.
Okay,
they're in commercial. When we find out.
They have a YouTube stream just like we do.
Okay, good.
I'm in the chat right now.
Are you in the chat?
People are like, he's a lazy DH. And people are like, are you insane? They're just cannibalizing each other.
This is gold, dude. This is gold.
We'll also have a regular Monday guest. Craig Elsten's going to be with us at 7:35. We'll talk Padres. We'll talk SDFC's huge win on the road at Minnesota over the weekend. And then Dennis Lynn, our Padres Linsider from the Athletics, going to be with us at 8:35. Of course, don't do this. JJ Spawn's triumph at the U.S. Open. We really don't have enough time. For 4 hours for once may not be enough time in this show. So we'll go in with our Padres Wrap-Up. Talk about yesterday's big win and start the discussion. Coming up next, don't go anywhere. Ben and Woods underway on a Monday morning on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. First, though, Woods and I want to tell you about Trust and Will. Yes, we're pivoting a little bit to a situation that's more somber than sports talk, but certainly something that you can get done very easily, very quickly. And you go online to trustandwill.com. You answer a short series of questions, maybe 15, 20 minutes. And at the end, you can have real legal documents, a final will and tender, a trust that can put your assets and keep your family out of probate court. So many things that you can help your family with very minimal effort on your part.
No question about it, Benny. It's just something that everybody needs to do. I often make the, comparison. You got to go to the dentist a couple times a year. You got to go to the doctor a couple times a year. This is something that you just have to do once, right? Do it once, get it off your plate. You're done with it forever. And by the way, it's not hard at all. It's very, very simple. They make it simple to do. It takes about 20 to 30 minutes. Just go to trustandwill.com. Use the code FAN when you check out. You'll get 20% off plus free shipping of your estate documents.
Used to be you had to go to an expensive lawyer's office, sit down, probably have a couple of meetings. The bill just keeps racking up. Not with trustandwill.com. It's easy. Again, use that code FAN. Get your 20% off the already affordable prices and the free shipping of your estate documents. Just get it done this week. Go to trustandwill.com. That's trustandwill.com.
Hey players, things are about to get real here in San Diego. Introducing the all-new Hamul Casino Resort. With a 200-room hotel tower, exciting new eats and drinks, plenty of new places to play, and a luxe spa and salon. Hello, rooftop pool and deck. It's where players can play their hearts out and enjoy all the perks that come with it. It gets real this summer at the all-new Jamul Casino Resort, the Players' Place.
At least we get to start with the good. We go good, ugly, bad.
In reverse order of the series. Yeah, that's kind of how it went.
Yeah, good, ugly, bad.
By the way, not mentioned in the setting of the menu, but certainly needs to be discussed as well. Start of a 4-game series against the Dodgers tonight with, Shohei Ohtani on the mound.
Heard of him.
For the Dodgers. That was another surprise that was dropped in Major League Baseball yesterday.
What the hell? The hell?
I mean, it seemed like, he might pitch by the All-Star break. That was like 4 days ago. Yeah, there's a good chance he pitches before the All-Star break. And now it's, he's starting on Monday against the Padres.
Yeah, Bob Nightingale tweeted, consider the source, but he tweeted about a week ago, don't expect him until after the break, which again, which again, I think, it's Bob. You had to take it with a grain of salt. That being said, why not? If he's throwing bullpens anyway, if he's throwing up downs with them every few days, or and feels ready, well, why wouldn't you?
We'll talk about why it really is
it's a freebie,
kind of a no-brainer for the Dodgers, because Major League Baseball has changed not really one but 2 rules,
correct,
to benefit the Dodgers and Shohei Ohtani, and they're just taking advantage of the rules that have been changed in their favor.
They're really good at
that. by letting him pitch tonight. And
it costs them nothing.
Yeah,
costs them nothing.
It really is, when you think about it, from a Dodgers perspective, a fairly easy decision.
It's like moronically easy
for them to throw him tonight. Now, will it backfire? I sure hope so.
I sure hope so too. But
hope it does.
It absolutely makes sense why they're doing it.
But it does, and we'll talk about that as well.
And why it doesn't make sense for Yu Darvish to do it.
Of course.
Why it wouldn't work with Yu Darvish.
Yeah, exactly. It's only the Dodgers who can do this, so they're going to take advantage, and they are going to do it.
I was reading in The Athletic last night. I think it was Fabian. I think it was their beat writer. But even in The Athletic, they were saying, like, everything that had been set up into this point was like after the All-Star game, kind of at the earliest.
Sure.
So it kind of shocked everybody.
But I also think that it should lead you to believe that maybe some of their other guys are not as close to coming back as maybe they thought. The Glasnows, I know they're on a throwing program. Roki Sasaki remains a bit of a mystery. Dave, before the game yesterday, said he wasn't healthy. Then
he stopped throwing.
Then said he was healthy and he's pain-free. I don't know what's going to happen with him. But at the end of the day, they need starting pitching. They do. And they signed Shohei to that massive contract so he could do both for them. And so if he's going to be throwing healthy bullpens a couple days a week, why not just have him throw a freebie healthy bullpen against the San Diego Padres?
Pretty much what they're doing.
That's it.
And, we'll preview the series coming up a little bit later. First, though, let's get into the Padres Wrap-Up. Again, at least they got the one against the Arizona Diamondbacks yesterday, and it was an impressive one to be sure. That's coming up right after a check of traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is sponsored by Valvoline Instant Oil Change, your 15-minute drive through oil change. From in the North County coastline, northbound 5 near Poinsettia. I got this collision. Was blocking the left lanes, but looks like only the slow lane is blocked now. About 3 or 4 vehicles involved in this one. That's northbound 5 before Poinsettia. San Diego, before you cruise out this summer, stop by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. No appointment needed, just 15 minutes, and your road trip ready. Valvoline Instant Oil Change, experts you can trust. Visit SoCalOilChange.com for coupons. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben & Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
I love winning, man. I love winning. You hear what I'm saying? It's like better than losing.
Miss any of the Padres win yesterday? Ben and Woods didn't.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've got you covered with all of the highlights.
Oh, yes.
It's the
Padres Wrap-Up.
brought to you by Hamul Casino Resort. Things are about to get real with the all-new Hamul Casino Resort with gorgeous rooms and exciting new eats and drinks. It gets real this summer at Hamul Casino Resort, the player's place.
I want to go fast, but I want to go slow, and I want to go deep. For the first 3 innings, as Bogarts rips this one fair up the left field line into the corner. Sheets is speeding towards third. He's going to be waved by Tim Leeper. Gurriel just getting to it. No relay to the plate from Perdomo. An RBI double for Xander Bogaerts. And the Padres strike to go ahead 1-0 here in the fourth. Now pitch number 10, and Cronenworth swings, hits it in the air to deep right field. Carroll is back at the wall, looking up. It's going to go! Oh, wasn't it bad for Jake Cronenworth? A 2-run homer here in the fourth inning. And the Padre lead is 3-0. Fernando runs, Arise rips it into right field. That's a base hit. Carroll over to get it. Gonna bounce and roll to the wall. Gonna get a run home. Fernando will score easily. Arise is content with an RBI double. And the Padres take a 4-0 lead. And Suarez swings, hits it in the air to deep left center field. Lockridge is back by the big wall. This one gonna go up over the big wall to the left of the batter's eye here at Chase Field in Phoenix. And the Diamondbacks' first hit of the day is a 2-run homer for Eugenio Suarez, and it's a 4-2 game here in the fifth. 0-1 is lined into left center field. That'll get down to the base hit. Gurriel over into the gap. He'll cut it off. Diaz going to score from second. Fernando going to try for second. The throw, the tag, not in time. Hustle RBI double, Fernando Tatis Jr. And the Padre lead is 5-2. Prize coming up. And first pitch swinging. Diaz hits one in the air. Deep to left field. Gurriel's back to watch. It's going to go. Elias Diaz with his fourth of the year. And the Pods add on the first pitch of the ninth inning. It's 7-2. And he hits it hard through the left side. Base hit. Manny Machado checks in. It'll be an RBI single as Fernando jogs home. And the Padre lead is now 8-2 here in the ninth. And Naylor swings, sends it in the air to very deep center field. Lockridge has room. He's back. And he makes the catch to end a 1-2-3 bottom of the ninth inning. Padres avoid the sweep with an absolutely complete 8-2 win over the Diamondbacks on this Father's Day.
Complete offensive machine, good at bat, starts at the top. Toddy, really good plays, middle of the field. And he put on a show really the last 2 days with how he can help you win a ball game. The bats were great. The contact read at third was almost, it's really as good as you're going to see, really.
Does go to show you that the Padres offense can look pretty good when Fernando Tatis Jr. and Gavin Sheets are both contributing, and it's not just all on Manny Machado's shoulders.
Yeah.
4 for 5 day yesterday for Fernando, 3 runs scored, twice taking that extra base on the double. And Sheets had a huge weekend as well, Saturday and Sunday, had a couple more hits yesterday. And then you throw in something from Jake, like a 2-run home run. all of a sudden,
And-
8
and-
runs is
How about Elias Diaz?
couple
Couple hits
that was
and a
nice.
home
Yeah,
run.
that was
Yeah,
nice to throw in as well.
yeah.
But all of a sudden, 7-8 runs is more than possible for this lineup when they are performing like we saw them, early in the season in April. It's just been a while since we've seen them put together offensive games like the last couple of days. But yesterday in particular, just really did love what you saw. I mean, that was a true drubbing with Nick Pivetta, throwing really well other than the one mistake, the 2-run home run, but gave up 2 hits in 7 innings, went deep, what they needed from a starting pitcher, hadn't been getting much in terms of length, 7 innings, 2 hits, 2 runs, 9 strikeouts, 1 walk, and got plenty of offensive support. That's a recipe for victory almost every single time when you do that.
Yeah, no question. It was so legit watching the offense. And really, look, you take Robert Suarez's performance out of it, the offense looked really good for 2 out of those 3 games. And sure, we all thought we were going to be breaking out against the Dodgers after we had a little outburst there. But again, that was off of a guy that was coming in to basically get Dave Roberts to allow to a position player to pitch. They were punting that game entirely, so fine. But man, they did it off of a couple of good pitchers. They really did. Zach Gallen and Merrill Kelly, they scored a lot of runs off those guys, and that's a good thing. So hopefully that continues. Going to need all the offensive firepower that you have in reserves because now you've lost Jackson Merrill. Jackson Merrill is going to be out, a week in concussion protocol. I will be honest, I'm so glad it's just a concussion. Honestly, when he slid in first, my initial reaction was nothing. Then I saw Marte start screaming for the trainers. And I go, Did he hear a pop in his shoulder?
Ugh.
Was it a finger snapped in half? I have no idea. But then you keep looking at
I thought it was a collarbone or something.
I there's no way Ketel Marte should have, in my opinion, had to scream out for a trainer. He must have known
that he hit Jackson Merrill really hard in the face.
Yeah.
Which is, by the way,
or he heard the helmet
it's
and then
something.
It's not on Ketel Marte.
Absolutely.
You'd love to think you can tag him somewhere a little less
clean play,
damaging, but there was nothing dirty about that
no,
play.
Nothing at all.
It was weird. You don't usually see a team throw down to the back runner on the double steal, so I think it was kind of an unusual set of circumstances, which sometimes that does contribute to an injury when it's a play that maybe was a little unexpected from both Marte's perspective and Jackson Merrill's. Like, Marte's there because you're supposed to be there, but he's probably thinking the throw is going to go to third, and all of a sudden, it's coming to me, and just throws his tag pretty hard down and hits right on the face. The helmet driving right into the nose.
Goes into the nose. He walked, he's screaming out, and I'm sitting there going, it's the dislocated shoulder.
You also don't usually see all 3, like both trainers and the head doctor out there all at once.
Yeah.
I mean, you
and
saw
Schilt.
Ricky, Ben, and Mark, and Schilt.
Yeah.
And they're like all helping, like steady him and like steer him as they were walking back to the dugout. I was like, that's a concussion.
I mean, again, it's just one of those examples of trying to keep the pressure on a team. I have no problem with the call. I want my team playing baseball like that. Freak injury, freak accident. It happens. Good, clean, hard tag. How everybody should teach their kids to tag every time. That's how you do it. It's baseball. It's part of the game. I didn't think Ketel did anything wrong there. But again, to lose Jackson Merrill for a series against the Dodgers is really, really tough.
Yeah. Same as Luis Arraez missed a week. Now they were okay without Arraez and Merrill earlier in the season. They played decent baseball without them. It's definitely better to have Jackson Merrill. He was starting to, maybe turn the corner. I don't know. Not like Tatis did. Tatis looked very, other than we haven't seen a home run in a while.
Yeah.
The at-bats, the taking extra bases, that looked like Fernando Tatis. Finally. It's been a while, but that game was, I hope, the sign that he is turning the corner and about to go on a real tear, because that would be one way to overcome the loss of Jackson Merrill. If Tatis can get super hot for a couple of weeks, that makes such a difference for the San Diego Padres.
Yeah, no doubt. It's obviously, Beatrice just makes the point I was about to make. He loves hitting in Dodger Stadium. He does. He's got really good numbers there. So hopefully he can continue that. But they got guys heating up as well. Guys that were not hot now heating up, like Teoscar Hernandez. I think we helped get him back on track the other day. But I don't think you can say enough good things about Nick Pivetta yesterday. I thought he was fantastic, man. Fantastic. Bouncing back from a really rough appearance against the Dodgers. Coming out, what did he give you yesterday? 7? 7. Yeah. Just money from Nick Pivetta yesterday. Brilliant.
And you got to rest much of your bullpen other than Adrian Morejon, but should have Adam and Suarez and Estrada all available to open the series. And you got Dylan Cease, who is coming off maybe his best start of the season as well. Now he has to face the Dodgers in back-to-back efforts. That can always be difficult, a team that just got to look at you. But, he dominated them last time, so he'll get another chance at it tonight against Shohei Ohtani on the mound for however long he goes. But let's talk about Saturday's game and what happened in the ninth inning. We got a couple minutes here.
Yeah. Do we have to?
Because I do think that it is important, as you said, differing opinions, not necessarily right or wrong about how Mike Shildt handled the ninth inning. But the Padres, as you mentioned, looked really good against Zach Gallen. They fell behind, but then rallied. 4-run inning to take a 5-3 lead, and then they added on, which you love to see them add on, making it 7-3 going into the ninth inning. All right, the first decision is, do you bring your closer in a non-save situation? Was not surprised. In fact, I would have been shocked had he not brought in Robert Suarez with a 4-run lead. We've seen Mike Shildt treat 4-run leads exactly as he does with 3-run leads. And he's even explained the thinking behind it. With the 3-batter minimum, if you've got a 4-run lead, you don't have the ability to go get another guy. If you send out David Morgan and he doesn't have it, you get 3 guys on, and all of a sudden now you're putting your closer in a horrible spot. Now you bring him, the bases could be loaded, the tying run's coming to the plate. Don't put your closer in that situation. Just give him the clean inning, even with the 4-run lead, and throw him out there and secure the win. So save situation, non-save situation. Robert Suarez could not have been surprised. He was ready to go. I have no problem with the decision to use him in a 4-run game.
Nor do I. And he hadn't pitched in a few days. So it was a decent time to get him up and going. And what I didn't want to happen was something where he's going to have to go out and throw 35 pitches to get through an outing. Now, ended up only being 25 pitches, Ben, but he was down yesterday, and that's fine. He'll be ready to go for the Dodgers. But, yeah, I understood why Shildt did it. He's, like you said, he told us why he does it. The 3-batter minimum has changed a lot for managers, and so no problem with that one at all.
So he's facing the bottom third of the Diamondbacks order, which, of course, I'm thinking, beautiful.
Toast, you're done.
You've got Robert Suarez against probably their 3 worst hitters in the lineup. Just throw strikes. Don't get cutesy. Don't walk guys. So you remember the one save you blew this year was because you were all over the map. Don't put a bunch of runners on in front of the top of their lineup. So Robert Suarez, what does he do? He goes out and throws strikes. He gets ahead of guys, got 2 strikes, I think, on all 3 of those batters, or at least 2 of the 3 batters. And, laid a 99-1 that caught a lot of the plate on all of them. And they put some good swings.
They did.
Opposite field, poke the bat out and get singles. It was a nice job by the bottom of the order. Was Suarez absolutely perfect, hitting the corners like he can? No, he wasn't perfect, but I thought his strategy wasn't necessarily bad. They're the bottom of the order. Don't mess with him. Just throw fastballs and throw strikes, which he did.
They got him.
And all of a sudden they got him. So now the bases are loaded. Now you had to face 3. So now Mike Shildt can decide if he wants to make a change. Are you going to do that right there? Probably not. You still have Robert Suarez. He's facing Corbin Carroll. Obviously, I'm nervous.
Carroll
easily can tie the game. He puts one of his swings on a Robert Suarez fastball, grand slam. This game is tied 7-7. So I'm nervous at this point. What does Robert Suarez do?
Struck him out.
Strikes out Corbin Carroll. All right, well, I'm definitely not taking him out after that. All right, he's bounced back. He just struck out the best hitter they've got. That's the Robert Suarez I'm looking. He's locked in now. Faces another really good hitter in Ketel Marte. He wins the battle in getting him to hit a very weak grounder. Too weak, unfortunately, to Xander, who made, I thought, a fantastic play. Throws it to first. Umpire is out. I'm going, okay.
We're off the hook.
2 outs. 1 run comes in, but that run doesn't mean anything. You got two on, 2 outs. You're going to win this game. Of course, the Diamondbacks challenge. You have to. That stage in the game, there's no question about it. You look at the replay. I mean, awfully close. I thought maybe he got his foot in there right before, but
was the ball in the cone?
I have no idea how they make decisions in the replay room in New York, other than if it's a really close goal, it goes against the Padres. That's the only consistency I've seen. When you either the Padres challenge, they lose the challenge.
It really did look
when it's
like
really close, or if the other team challenges, the Padres lose the challenge when it's really close. I mean, does that not what it feels like every time?
It really looked like there was not enough to overturn.
I thought so too, but
fine.
you know,
You get it.
We've seen the Padres have overwhelming evidence to overturn. They don't overturn it. We've seen the tiniest bit of evidence for the other team to overturn, and they do overturn it.
Yeah.
And I'm a little confused how it so consistently goes against the Padres every single time on those challenges. I can't say that they were wrong, but it goes against the Padres. Now it's back to one out, back to the bases loaded.
So now you've got what, a string of lefties coming up for them, right?
Correct.
You got Perdomo, Naylor. That's when I probably go to Morahone.
You could have made that. Now the last two batters, Suarez had won the battle essentially.
Sure, but after the delay, all of it. Hey man, we're gonna go to Adrian here, get us out of here. Who knows? Adrian could have served it up too.
He'd only allowed the one run at that point, but yeah, he gives up the change up to Perdomo down the line for the triple.
Had some loud contact. Had some, somebody made the point. Hard foul ball. Like they were on him. They were on Robert Suarez. Period. The end. But I also have seen it so many times in baseball. That's my closer. That's your last inning. If you blow it, it's on you. I'm not, it's not a playoff game. I'm going to let you see if you can get out of it. And he didn't. And he stuck with Suarez until he didn't. They'll ended up having to pull him anyway.
And then he pulled him after that one pitch to Perdomo. And then Naylor comes up and Fox is barely even back from commercial. And he's already swinging and hits a little dribbler
to win it.
To Arise, throws a little bit high.
Thought he was out too for a second.
Yeah, but no, he was safe for sure. And they win at 8-7. So, Schilt did eventually make the change. Was it one batter too late?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, in hindsight, obviously, it was. You would have gone to Morahone, but it wasn't an obvious switch at that point. I mean, you just thought
Perdomo is a switch hitter, isn't he?
He is.
Yeah.
And you just thought you got the second out too, which probably was part of the equation there. Like you're thinking, all right, 2 outs, and you're definitely giving Suarez a chance to finish it out at that point against Perdomo. So I don't think Schilt did anything negligent or wrong in terms of managing the bullpen in that situation. It just didn't work out.
Oh, Perdomo against left-handers hits 360.
Really? Oh, so he's even better against lefties.
Against right-handers, he hits 227. So there you go. Again, you can't. It just what it boils down to, and it's so easy for us to come in and say on a Monday morning with the benefit of hindsight, Ben, you have to win that game. When you have that big a lead in that late of a game, you have to win it. Now the Diamondbacks have done this. Would they say it was like their 16th come from behind victory? They've had so many in the 9th inning already. They may have that little destiny team bit going this year too. You got to win that game. You win that game, you win that series, man. 2 out of 3 is a lot better than 1 out of 3.
All right, let's talk about the trade when we come back, because it's changing the face of the NL West next year on the Fan.
Still deep in the Brian Wilson rabbit hole. Still very, very deep on the stream. I don't know if you could hear, but we're playing Good Vibrations.
Love it.
I love it too, so much. Good point in the chat by our man Hunter. Hunter said, "Hey man, it sucks to do it. We're all very not great at it. Why don't we just give a little credit to a relentless Diamondbacks team? This isn't new. They've been doing this for years now. 100%. Yeah. Nobody wants to do that. You just want to crap all over your closer. That's what the fan wants to do. Myself included. Usually I don't want to tip my hat to the great pitcher that shut us down or the gritty, crazy good ABs they put together, fouling pitches off of 100-mile-an-hour heaters. And, you don't want to give them credit. You just want to crap on your closer. And I get it because I'm guilty too.
I was much more frustrated the outing that Suarez couldn't throw strikes and,
that
walked everybody.
That one sucked.
That was on
brutal.
Suarez 100%. This one, he got ahead of batters. Just they put some nice swings on him for sure. I mean,
Snakes are tough, dude. They are tough. Their lineup is tough. They play good baseball. They can hit the ball out of the ballpark. And there's absolutely zero moral victories out of Saturday. The only one I can pull, I guess, is you scored a lot of runs off Zach Gallen. That made me happy.
There were no victories.
Close. You got to close.
Yeah, there were no victories at all on Friday.
Right.
Didn't really talk about that one.
Sucked.
I mean, it was nice to take a 1-0 lead after like 3 pitches, and then the fly ball and error, and you thought, oh, here we go.
Here we go.
Literally
nothing.
There's nothing else to cheer about the entire game.
That game sucked.
Kolek wasn't great.
Nope.
Gave up home runs to Naylor and
Hardly
Carroll.
know her.
You were down, and then the offense just completely shut down. Actually, both offenses shut down. The bullpens combined for 7 2/3 no-hit innings at the end of the game. Well, if it felt like there was nothing to watch, it because there was nothing to watch on Friday
and the
night.
knock against the Diamondbacks has been their bullpen has been horrible. So they said it all weekend. Get into their bullpen and we'll be fine. And look, man, baseball happens. What happens one week isn't necessarily what's going to happen the next.
So we've been waiting for the Padres and A.J. Preller to make some sort of trade to address the left field situation and improve the offense. But it wasn't the Padres who were the NL West team making a big splash yesterday. It was the San Francisco Giants. This one shocked us. I mean, I saw no signs of this coming anywhere other than the early season behind-the-scenes trouble with Devers and the Red Sox and his reluctance to move off of third base, and then his reluctance when they asked him to try to play first base to, fill in for injuries. You realize there was certainly some drama going on behind the scenes, but not drama that you thought would result in him getting traded for, pennies on the dollar prospect-wise across the country, as happened yesterday to the San Francisco Giants.
With 8 years of control left. Somebody made the point. Yeah.
Or contract left. Yeah.
Contract. Well, yeah.
You see superstars get traded all the time. You don't see the superstars that locked down the big contracts get traded.
You see the guys that are on expiring deals, like Mookie Betts. You kind of knew if you're a Red Sox fan, they're not going to pay Xander.
Juan Soto twice.
Wish that you would have. Chris Sale, expiring contract. Nomar Garciaparra, expiring contract. So they're not easy to sell to your fan base, but after a while they come around. Yeah, we don't want to pay Nomar, X. He's declining.
He's probably going to walk. We're not having a great year.
Xander, we don't want to, Xander's declining. We're not going to do that. These are justifiable. Mookie Betts is not justifiable to me. That was your World Series winning superstar.
The reason you don't see it and the reason why it's hard to sell to your fan base is trading a guy like Rafael Devers is the only rationale you can honestly tell them is we realized we made a giant mistake by signing him.
Yeah.
So that's what the Red Sox are basically admitting.
Pretty much.
You don't trade him if you thought it was a good deal and you thought if he's the player you thought he was, you don't trade him at all. So the only rationale you have is we made a huge error in committing that amount of money toward him, and we have someone who's willing to take him off our hands. And we're getting a little bit back. We got a pitcher that got some promise in Kyle Harrison, got a guy who throws hard, but not effective right now, and a couple of prospects. But mostly it's a salary dump to the San Francisco Giants, who are getting a player who right now has an OPS over 900, 15 home runs, and absolutely becomes their best offensive player by a wide margin and gives them the star that they have been so sorely lacking in San Francisco.
Crazy good move for them.
This is a huge win for the Giants.
Yeah, I think so too. And to all those out there that say, it's going to destroy him hitting in Oracle. listen, we'll see. We'll see. We've seen guys go to different parks and thrive, and they overlaid all of his doubles onto because while Fenway Park giveth, Fenway Park also taketh away. It really does. It can take away from you. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. He's a great hitter. And I think he's going to continue to hit great in
Sunday Night
Oracle.
Baseball. They did the overlay of all of that, his extra base hits and how they would play at Oracle, and I'm guessing he'll be fine.
Yeah, for sure. And I look at it and say that anytime you trade your best hitter, and again, you throw the vibe grenade right into the bus yesterday. They had just swept the Yankees. They have taken 5 of 6 from the Yankees. They're a game under 500. They're very much alive and feeling great about themselves. And then they have all their prospects up. Roman's up, Marcelo's up, Rafaelo's up. They're all up. They're ready. We're going to take our best hitter and we're going to trade him with the Giants for nothing. Not much at all.
And let's be clear. While the Padres probably could have matched or even exceeded the prospect haul that the Giants offered, because it really wasn't all that much of a haul, I don't think the Padres were in position to take on another contract of over $250 million. As much as you'd like to have that offensive upgrade, I don't think that was tenable for the team. They're certainly willing, as we've heard, to add some payroll, add a player, but we're talking about probably an expiring minimal contract, paying the balance at the end of the season, someone who can help you at the trade deadline for the last couple of months, not someone you're committing another 8 years to when you already have Xander, Tatis, Merrill, Manny, Jake, Yu Darvish, Joe Musgrove, all committed to long-term expensive deals. I don't think the Padres were going to be able to tack on another one to their payroll.
You never thought the money would work here in San Diego, but I found myself going, good, it would have looked good in that 3-hole or whatever, even as a DH only, as an expensive DH only. The production, I think, justifies it, even if he stays as a DH, because he's that good.
He's that good. He's a great hitter.
Really, really good hitter.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, there's no way the Padres could have made that work with the money. Although, man, it would have been a nice splashy move for new ownership to really kind of solidify their place with Padres fans. No question. I again don't know that it's a perfect fit here, but I think when you have a hitter of that caliber, he's a perfect fit anywhere. You figure it out. Man, if you're a Red Sox fan today, my heart goes out to you. It really does.
I'd be nervous, though. The Red Sox are clearly saying this guy isn't worth it, and we are announcing to the world that he isn't worth it.
What would you be nervous as a Giants fan?
As a Giants fan, I'd be a little bit nervous knowing the Red Sox so very clearly are announcing
do you think
that we don't want this guy anymore.
But do you think that Buster Posey is going to bring in a guy? Buster Posey, by the way, who's getting lauded for bringing in guys that are like him, guys that he wants, baseball players. That's they made a huge to-do about it on the broadcast last night. So, if it's Farhan Zaidi in there, Ben, I think I'd be a little nervous. The fact that Buster Posey is going to be able to put his arms around this kid and say, you're our friggin' guy now. You're our guy. You are me. And dude, it's such an easy sell.
Well, I agree that, take away all the Boston baggage. Great thing for Devers and the Giants to get that new fresh start in San Francisco.
And the thing is, man, is you have to look at the owner of the Boston Red Sox and his track record. You have to. Yeah. You have to look at the fact that he got rid of Mookie Betts for nothing. He wanted to dump his salary. He didn't want to pay Mookie Betts. He owns Liverpool, right? In Premier League. Devotes a lot of resources to that. Now, if they take that, what did they make? 275 they cleared off the books?
Something close around there.
Yeah, 275. If you're a Red Sox fan, you have to be beating on the doors telling, great, spend that money other places. Extend Roman Anthony, extend Marcelo Mayer, extend these guys. And they may use it in a real smart manner. But the fact that you didn't get much back for Rafi Devers in the middle of a season is just nuts. It's a crazy trade. I hate it because he's going to terrorize us because that's what he does. He terrorizes teams.
Well, Boston is within a game of a playoff spot right now, right? So the fan base has to be irate.
Oh, and
do we have?
And how about this real quick before we go to that? the fact that he didn't shop him anywhere. He had calls. He had 5 phone calls from teams, but he did not pick up the phone and go, this is what we're looking for. What can you do? Do you want to add Rafael Devers into your lineup?
Trying to put myself in the shoes of a Giants fan, and I just don't see any negatives here from the Giants' perspective. Like, the only thing I'd be so mad about as a Giants fan right now is, like, why can we not sign any of these big name free agents that we're linked to every single offseason? You know what this does? It solves all of that.
Just trade for it.
Cost you a couple of mid-arms.
And one that you've already sent down to Worcester. Check in. Let's see how they're doing in Boston, Paul.
Check in. Let's see here.
Yesterday, somewhat shocking for most. Rafael Devers, after a sweep, after you are the only team to sweep the New York Yankees this season, Rafael Devers shipped off to San Francisco, and some alluded to it. The reporting on this, Curtis, it's all over the place, but there is some reporting that Rafael Devers did not feel, or did not, quote, feel appreciated here.
No.
And spoke to, so what? And spoke to the Red Sox about that and said, if you're not going to appreciate me, then I'd like to go somewhere where I will be appreciated. So
I believe that more than the money thing. And here's why. You paid Garrett.
It's all about the money.
You paid Garrett Crochet, or you extended him to $170 million.
Yep.
You gave Bregman $40 million a year. If this team was in second place right now, and let's say 6 or 7 games above 500, would you trade Devers?
I don't think so.
Right. So then it isn't about the money.
But it's interesting how it is all played out. Like, in the same week that Liverpool is spending $150 million on one guy,
right?
And like Curtis brought up, Pittsburgh is offloading,
right?
You look at the Red Sox and John Henry. I'm sorry, it doesn't seem like he cares about this organization. So then
it's about the attitude.
But I feel differently than Greg. I understand that a deal like this takes a long time to get done. But you're telling me that usually when there is an absolute A+++ star on the trading block, we don't hear about it until it's already done. Like, there are always rumors. So the Red Sox are the only team ever that's able to keep something under wraps besides the Mavericks.
Well, they did it according to Tom Ruminski. Somebody just sent me his tweet. He's a baseball writer who said they were talking about it for weeks.
So there was a meeting they had.
By the way, that's the Greg Hill show on our sister station, WEEI.
So they had a meeting where John Henry flew to Kansas City to meet with Rafael Devers to try to smooth out what was going on between him and Craig Breslow. And if you watch the Clubhouse on Netflix, you actually saw some little minor beef between Breslow and Devers in that one. And Devers basically came out and said, hey, man, we don't make the playoffs anymore. And I have to question what we're doing to improve the team. As the kind of young leader of the team, the guy that got the big deal committed to him, he committed to the Red Sox for 10 years or whatever. He said, why aren't we spending any money in free agency? We're the Boston Red Sox.
If you're a fan, you love your star
you love
saying
it.
that.
Yeah. Oh, my God. I'm beating my chest if I'm a fan. He comes out to the media and says, I don't know what we're doing. I don't know why we're penny pinching in the offseason.
Penny pinching?
Penny pinching. What?
You said penny pinching.
Penny pinching. Penny pinching. I don't know why we're
pinching.
I don't know why we are trying to save money when we need to win. The Yankees are improving. Jays are trying to improve. What are we doing? Him and Breslow did not like that. So you see them have a conversation at the beginning of the season about it. So that's where this starts. It's been going on for a couple of years. And then, I know people have differing opinions on this. I know they do. It's fine. I know Kevin Millar says, I'll grab any glove and go play it anywhere. Well, you're Kevin Millar and he's Rafael Devers. Like, I understand everyone's frustration, but you couldn't work this out. You couldn't sit in a room and hash this out and say, this is what we expect going forward. And maybe they did. And maybe Rafi said, get me the hell out of here. And maybe that's exactly what happened. But here we go again, shipped off to an NL West team for peanuts, just like Mookie Betts, just like Chris Sale. You got Vaughn Grissom for Chris Sale. I have no idea what this organization is doing, but I do know when you lose your best hitter from your lineup, who knows, man? I don't think they're going to be any better.
So I think the other question, at least locally, that is relevant here is now after the Devers trade, does that tell you that maybe the Sox are open for business?
So
and maybe a Jaron Duran is still on the move?
I don't know. I think it makes it less likely.
I feel it makes it less likely. I feel like they're going to look at Duran and go, all right, now we got money. We can maybe extend him. Maybe you're the leader of the team, whatever. I have no idea. I just don't. Somebody said yesterday they're going to be in full sell mode. I don't see it.
Now, if losing Devers destroys the clubhouse and they go on an absolute death spiral for 3 weeks, then maybe they're going to say, okay, we're open for business. But
it's baseball. They can go rip off 10 in a row.
Right now, you've got a fan base that's already irate because of the move and the timing of it with the team playing so well. The last thing you can do is go and now trade another star player across the country. I mean, I think there's no chance, at least in the near future, that the Padres can acquire Jaron Duran from the Red Sox. I think almost no chance.
I feel like that's off the table too. I do. I really do. But, listen, there's been no shortage of storylines coming out of Beantown this baseball season. Holy cow.
And now, I mean, if the Padres were on top of, making a move with Jackson Merrill out for at least a week, when you need it most, if you were going to make an early move, you'd want to have it for this week. If Jackson Merrill comes back, you can probably wait again until closer to the deadline. But if you had an iron in the fire and you were close, you just pull the trigger immediately and get some help for this, next week or so. Jackson's, by all reports, not recovering. I mean, I think Mike Schultz said he had a little more appetite, still wasn't himself yesterday. Now, hopefully he's back in a week, but concussions can be even longer. You can't guarantee he's back in a week. That's the minimum that he's out.
That's tough, man.
And so if you had an iron in the fire, there'd be a reason to strike this morning. Honestly, if you could get help in, tonight in Los Angeles, you are down a man. I mean, you called up Trenton Brooks. He'll probably get a chance to play at least, a couple of these games, I would think.
He's at first base outfield.
Yeah.
Is that right? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, defensively, you're taking a huge hit. If you have both Sheets and Trenton Brooks, I don't think you can put them both in your outfield.
No, you put Lockridge out in center or whatever.
Yeah.
And
you could DH Sheets and put Brooks at first or DH or I don't know what you're going to do. Honestly, that's Mike Schilt question is how he's going to make it work. But you're definitely a worse team without Jackson Merrill in the lineup.
I think Hayward's done with his assignment. So he
just started. I think he's going to start playing outfield
games,
tomorrow.
hasn't
Just
he?
DHing. Though. He hasn't even started the outfield yet. So
all right.
I think he's got a few more days at least in AAA before they have to make a decision. I saw AC Road. If he doesn't hit in AAA, he's probably not coming back at all. This is like he needs to show that he can get this bat going. I don't think he has yet in his early games. I don't think there's any rush to bring him back unless he looks like he can help you offensively. So don't think Jason Hayward is all of a sudden the savior or the answer coming back for the Padres either.
Yeah. Well, look, I don't think it's from a lack of trying to make moves right now, but this one certainly opens up some of the floodgates a little bit. And who knows if other teams are going to follow suit. Again, you don't see guys like that with that many years left on their contract, that much money being traded. Superstar.
When you talk about player. Duran, like
8th best OPS in baseball, I think.
Yeah. You talk about Duran and the Red Sox might be like 3 weeks away still from like the landslide where they decide to become sellers. And I would assume the Padres have their eyes on more than just Jaron Duran.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know that the Padres could wait 3 weeks or 4 weeks.
Could be out of
or even 5 weeks up until the deadline. I think you got to make a move here sooner rather than later.
Yeah, we need help. This team needs help. It has for a while. They've needed some help.
Think can spiral quickly on you.
They're managing it decently well. You should have had 2 out of 3 in Arizona. Makes it a lot sweeter this morning. I'll tell you that. 2 out of 3.
Should have
had 2 out of 3 against the Dodgers,
which means, of course, they should have had 7 straight series that they've either won or split, which means they're not really in a death spiral.
I know. But the pitching has held us together for the most part.
Yeah.
How long?
Yes and no. If they don't win those games that they should have won, then that means they lost them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, we go back to the start of the 26.
I think we just like moves. We just want moves.
26 games in 27 days. They're now 8-8.
Yep.
We said tread water.
Tread water.
They're doing that. They're 16 games in, and they're treading water. Don't move the goalposts.
I don't know, the graphic I saw was since like May 16th. I mean, a month now. They rank last in like every offensive category in all of baseball.
But the number's still there. Like you're still alive despite that.
Started 14-3.
No. You're still alive by 8-8. Like you're still alive with the crap offense. Even though the offense picked up a little bit the last couple of days.
It's ugly, but you're surviving.
You're ugly, but it's ugly, but you're surviving.
The longer it goes on, it becomes like it's not just a trend. It is a trend. It's not just like this is a bad couple
an anomaly.
Of weeks. Like you're like at this point, season's only 3 months long, and for more than half of it, they've been pretty bad offense.
Yeah, very, very bad.
But signs that they're getting better too. So it's weird. There's a lot of conflicting information right now. All right, we'll talk more Padres coming up, but when we come back, don't and do this, and I'll just give you the reveal right now. Do this. Unbelievable finish for JJ Spawn at the U.S. Open. We'll talk a little bit of golf, and Stephen A. Smith gets caught on his phone during the NBA Finals. I think that's an interesting don't do this as well. That is coming up next with Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. GEGE 000-466. For a full list of games and rules, play at 7 Mile Casino. Visit 7milecasino.com.
Got a Twitter over the weekend. Let's see if I can find a tweet. A Twitter and X is actually what they call it.
Yeah, they call it an X.
Who was
James?
Where is it? James. Yeah, he said he went to 7 Mile, came out of there 4 figures and had a great meal. I love seeing when tier ones go and have a really good time at 7 Mile Casino.
Yeah, it kicked ass, man. He looked great. Looks like he had a great time. Had a big stack of chips. It came for a nice Father's Day dinner. Stayed for the cards. Love that I can do it all at 7 Mile Casino. A Ben and Woods favorite. You are absolutely right. Legendary place. They've been with us since the very beginning of this program. We appreciate them very much. Check it out for yourself. Good time to do it. Head on down to 7 Mile Casino. They are just 7 minutes from downtown, Benny.
Yep, absolutely. And it's right there on San Diego Bay, so you can enjoy when we had like a day like yesterday. Oh, man, that patio is fantastic, overlooking Coronado, the Silver Strand, the bay. You get the breezes right there on the ocean. Nothing like going out into the East County heat, sweating your way through a parking garage and getting into a slot machine-filled casino, smoky. None of that at 7 Mile Casino. Check it out today, 7 Mile Casino, just 7 minutes from downtown.
Hey players, things are about to get real here in San Diego. Introducing the all-new Hamul Casino Resort. With a 200-room hotel tower, exciting new eats and drinks, plenty of new places to play, and a luxe spa and salon. Hello, rooftop pool and deck. It's where players can play their hearts out and enjoy all the perks that come with it. It gets real this summer at the all-new Hamul Casino Resort, the players' place.
As I anticipated, very busy, jam-packed morning. So let's get right to it. Don't Do This is brought to you by Trust and Will.
Don't.
Leave your entire estate, house, kids, and life savings up to chance if and when you die.
Do.
Set up a Trust or Will online at trustandwill.com.
This
is a lot more affordable than you think. Visit trustandwill.com for more info. All right, this is a story from Friday. And social media, you never know. They're going to catch you, especially when you're famous, high profile. And Stephen A. Smith, of course, is ESPN's #1 basketball commentator, gets paid a lot of money to do so, does a lot of work for that network as well.
He makes so much money.
But he is on all the time. I mean, you know, their debate shows, their NBA telecasts, social media. I mean, the guy puts in the work. But he wasn't putting in the work, at least for a few moments during the game, when a fan caught him on his phone during the NBA Finals Game 4 on Friday night in Indiana, playing solitaire. Clearly, playing solitaire on his phone. In the ESPN little booth there that they have set up above the court, he is looking at his phone and he is playing solitaire.
All right,
Woods, your thoughts? Now, he took a lot of criticism for this.
Woods
Even Kevin
doing
Durant,
the same thing. What are you
guilty
talking
as
about?
charged.
Called him
So
out.
would you, and so would you. I don't know who you guys are talking to. You guys sitting there with your notepad and your pen and your little press hat with your feather in it, your little press pass.
I would be watching the game.
My ass. If they're in a timeout, which he said they were, and I have no choice but to believe him. No choice. Damn right I'm going to be on my phone. I'm always on my phone. He's on his phone in the middle of a radio show live. And I'm expected to believe that you're at a game like casually taking it in. No chance. No chance.
I actually
sympathize with the guy.
I don't have a problem with it either. If you need a little stress release for every once in a while,
it's a different thing you want to watch.
Your phone,
Shouldn't be doing that.
a little mindless solitaire can actually be a good mental health break.
How did people want him watching the game? Just locked in,
Elbows
elbows on the knees.
No, he shouldn't be playing solitaire for an hour during the game. But if you need, during the break or for a couple of minutes, that's okay.
It was funny. Look, it's funny. It's funny.
Oh, it's hilarious.
Inherently, it's funny as hell. Like, this is the guy that tells
Nobody's
us.
ripping him.
I know. It was funny.
That was Friday night. It had to have been Friday morning. He was doing First Take. I saw a clip going around of he was talking in segments and the camera kind of switched so that it was behind Stephen A. showing the other two people on the set. and you could see directly onto his laptop and his phone. And
what was
Molly, nothing, not notes and stuff. But he has his phone and his laptop both open in front of him to read and react and whatever. And Molly is like, Steven, just close your laptop. Close your laptop. He's like, well, I'm sorry, what? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I'm not going to close my laptop. We're in the middle of the show. She's like, just do it. I'm trying to help you. Just do it. And he goes, well, I will not do that. I got to read my notes. I got to have my notes. And she's like, they can see everything that's on your phone, Stephen.
It's so good. It's so good. I am guilty as charged. Somebody, when I was on TV last week in the good seats a couple weeks ago, whatever, the other guy didn't look up from his phone the whole time. And I'm like, I'm at work. That's work. I was on Twitter a little bit, sure. But I'm also like trying to find stuff to talk about the next day. So I often, when I'm watching a Padre game at home, I'm on my phone about 95% of it. I don't think anybody sits there intently and just stares at the TV. I really don't. Much less Stephen A. Smith, who, let's be honest, kind of got it made. This is great for him. It's great. It's great. He doesn't care.
The implication that Stephen A. is some sort of slacker would be false.
Yeah, it's more of like, I got to listen to this guy tell me about these guys being engaged, this and that. He's on his phone. I thought it was funny. I mean, and he should think it's funny too. This I didn't think was funny, but I think it was the right call. This is the ending of the longest PIAA baseball championship game. Ben, there is in Pennsylvania. The high school baseball game ended on a 13th inning balk walk-off. They called it 0-0.
0-0 to the 13th inning.
13th inning. There's a runner at third base, Ben. And, man, I saw the first view. The umpire looks, he points, and he says, it's it. It's a balk. You from third, you get to score. I saw it from afar, and I didn't see anything. Then I saw it from behind. It's very clearly a balk. It's just something that you can't do. He's got the
if
ball.
You see it from behind, because I'm watching the same angle from behind home plate, and I'm seeing what the umpire is seeing. And
not behind home plate. It's behind. If you see behind the pitcher, he so clearly has the ball. He goes to make a move, and then he shimmies again, and you can't do it. You got to be still. You just have. It's absolutely the right call. Now you can argue, do you make it in that situation?
I think it's a balk. I don't know. I don't know context. I don't know if there was a warning issued earlier.
Also, it's 13 innings long, man. It's 13 innings long.
No way. It's a state championship. So that is the biggest moment in their kids' life.
So don't balk. Be dialed in.
You're not supposed to not call it. You're affecting the game just as much.
Just as much for the other team.
You know what made me think of though was Tom Fordham last week, our Big League Wednesday guest, when he talked about being so nervous he thought he was going to get called for a balk with Brian Giles on third, blowing him kisses. Like, I'm shaking.
His legs were shaking.
I'm worried.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm sure this kid is nervous and a little twitchy, but yeah, he twitched. I think it's a balk.
Yeah, I'm looking at it very clearly a balk. I feel terrible for the kid. It sucks, but it was the right call.
That is a brutal call.
It's a brutal call.
Kid's 17. He's going to think about that the rest of
his life. His buddies are like, yeah, nice work, man.
Finally, our do this story for a Monday.
DD mega doo-doo.
And this is more than just winning your first Grand Slam or first major of your golf career. The way JJ Spawn did it, getting off to such a bad and unlucky start. If you're watching the U.S. Open, JJ Spawn was tied for second going into the final round, a stroke behind. The first 5 holes, he made 5 fives, 4 bogeys, and a par.
Okay.
And he got so unlucky on one hole. He actually hit the stick on his second shot. It was going to be probably tap-in birdie.
Yeah.
But it caromed off the stick and rolled 50 yards back toward him down the green. And it was unbelievable how he kept it together despite the bad luck early, started making some pars. And then the way he finished that tournament yesterday, with everybody falling apart around him, drives the green on 17, makes a 2-putt birdie, needs just a par on the final hole, has 65 feet, and rolls in the longest putt of the week at Oakmont by anyone all week long, a 65-footer for birdie to win the U.S. Open and triumph and, just take his career to an absolutely different stratosphere. What an unbelievable job by San Diego State's J.J. Spawn. But there's more to this story as well, and I wanted to throw in this added tidbit that I got from my buddy Matt Janella. So when J.J. Spawn was at San Diego State and lived on campus, he was a walk-on. Wasn't even, got onto the golf team, showed some good stuff, obviously was a good player. But one of his roommates, Colin Featherstone, is a guy who I play with at the GOAT. Really, really good player, still has done some mini tours. And they had a third friend, Andy, who lived with them. And Andy passed away recently, and they had the memorial for Andy. He lived right on the GOAT, was everyone loved him there. And they had a memorial over the weekend for him. And everyone there is like, looking to Andy, like, help bring JJ, bring him some good fortune. And the fact that, I don't know if there was something just in the heavens that helped JJ pull it out. It was Father's Day, by the way. He's father of 2 little girls. Said he was up at 3 a.m. at CVS because one of his girls was sick and still pulled it out on Father's Day. Just really cool story. And JJ Spawn wins. And now, by the way, 3 of the last 6 winners of majors, San Diego State alums, and the low amateur, Justin Hastings from San Diego State as well at the U.S. Open yesterday.
All I keep thinking about is if I'm about to tee it up for the last round of the U.S. Open, in which I have a chance, I'm the one that's got to get up and go get the vomit medicine. That's good.
Someone has to stay with the kid too.
Yeah,
you're going to stay with the vomity kid. He may have taken the easier way out.
That's fair.
By going to get the medicine. We've had this debate before. Which is easier?
You want me to
stay at home with the vomity kid or just go out to CVS and get the medicine?
I got tea time in like 5 hours for the U.S. Open.
You can either have to stay up with the kid and sit there and clean up vomit or just go to CVS. I think he took the easy way out.
I just hope my wife's listening right now. That's what I want. I want to get the nasty text right now. Hey, you do know tomorrow I have the U.S. Open. I'm in it, right? Like I'm a couple shots back. So you want get up and go get my keys, and so I'll go to CVS. What am I getting again? I tee off in like 45 minutes.
Imodium. What are we getting?
I was nervous. I'm pretty nervous about this. As you know, it's a big deal for me and our family. And
no traffic at 1 a.m.
Yes, I know there's sacrifices. Yes, I know. I play a lot of golf. I get it. I'm also a professional golfer. I get it. So you want me to get up and go get the vomit medicine?
It's not for fun. It's my job. You realize it's my job.
This is what. Yes. How about DoorDash? Are they open? They're probably not open that late. Probably not. All right. So just again to clarify, I'm trying to win the U.S. Open. I'll get up out of bed and I'll go get it. All right. Sounds good. Enjoy the rest of your sleep. I'll see you in a bit. It's identical.
Let's don't do this for a Monday.
Identical combo.
That was Don't Do This with Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
All right, we'll come back. Craig Elsten's going to join us. We'll talk SDFC's big win and Padres and more coming up next year on The Fan.
Well, if you are a homeowner like myself and you get into some credit card debt, got a solution for you. Loan Pronto's Rapid.
Those pesky wabbities.
Rapidity. No, I'll try again. The Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan is fantastic. You can get cash out of your home's equity without touching your low rate first mortgage. No appraisals, no waiting, no BS. The Rapid Equity Loan program at Loan Pronto is incredible. Instant approvals, low rates, no hard credit pull up front. Your home's equity is yours. Use it. Get cash to consolidate your debt down to one easy, low monthly payment. Call Loan Pronto now. Get a free instant appraisal for your home. See how much cash you can get out today. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau. Call now. Get the conversation started at 619-207-4336, loanpronto.com. 619-207-4336. Get that relief now at loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781 on approved credit, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Hey players, things are about to get real here in San Diego. Introducing the all-new Hamul Casino Resort. With a 200-room hotel tower, exciting new eats and drinks, plenty of new places to play, and a luxe spa and salon. Hello, rooftop pool and deck. It's where players can play their hearts out and enjoy all the perks that come with it. It gets real this summer at the all-new Hamul Casino Resort, the players' place.
Did you see the goal that Anders Dreyer scored on Saturday night to equalize in the first half? That was one of the coolest goals I think I've certainly witnessed. Major League Soccer. We will talk a little soccer and Padres with Craig Elsten. He is standing by, and we'll get right to him after a check of traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is brought to you by the Grilling Store at Hillcrest Ace Hardware at 10th and University. Seems most of our problems have been in the North County this morning, guys. Southbound 15 before Auto Park Way. Accident involving a couple vehicles. One vehicle facing the wrong way in the slow lane. Further down, an accident has cleared near Miramar Road, and crash has cleared on the coastline northbound 5 near Poinsettia. Fortunately, no other trouble spots elsewhere around the county. Traffic is brought to you by the Grilling Store at Hillcrest Ace Hardware. Purchase a grill this week and your first cookout is free with 12 burgers and 12 franks courtesy of Omaha Steaks. That's the Grilling Store at Hillcrest Ace Hardware at 10th and University. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben & Wood, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
If you missed it last week, we brought Craig back. He's going to be a regular Monday commentator, our former colleague, and now diverse podcaster in San Diego on sports. Craig Elsten back with us here on 97.3 The Fan. Good Monday morning, Craig.
Great Monday morning, gentlemen. It's a pleasure to be here. How was your weekend?
It was good. I mean, Friday sucked, Saturday sucked, except for SDFC, and then Sunday was great.
You want to talk about mixed emotions?
Yes.
I'm not kidding when I tell you that Elsten scored his go-ahead goal as Perdomo's double was rattling in the corner.
Yeah, they were like simultaneous.
It's like a speedball. It's like an emotion speedball. You're like, what is happening to me right now? Oh,
not even kidding. I was like, I'm so happy. I'm so sad. I'm so what? I don't know. I'm a glass house of emotions.
Yes.
Got to be one of the best wins so far
No doubt.
for SDFC, though, to go on the road, a team you're tied second place in the West standings in MLS without a couple of your stars on the international break and injury, and to score 4 times and come from behind twice, got to be maybe their best win so far.
Yeah, honestly, Ben, I was thinking about that, kind of maybe anticipating this question this morning. And I think for me, you have to put the Galaxy win the first game at the top because of all the reasons. On the road, defending champion, lifting their banner, 2-0, Chucky and Dreyer, like the whole thing. But this is number 2 now on the list. And in terms of actual strategic importance, it's definitely number 1 because you move ahead of the Loons by 3 points. You're in attacking range of Whitecaps, who are your next opponent, on the road in a couple of weeks. So it's brilliant to get that result. Then the way you did it, which is to win on your goalkeeper's worst night, when he gives up an own goal and he spills a rebound right in the middle for the second goal allowed, that's huge. Just like a baseball team winning when they didn't exactly play their best.
Yeah.
SDFC won on a night when their goalkeeper made 2 critical errors. Otherwise, it could have been a 4-0 game. And that's why you really appreciate the way SDFC is playing, the attacking style they have, and obviously the talents of Dreyer, because holy cow, to come back from international break you're wondering, is he going to be any good at all? And he winds up, putting up a brace, and especially, obviously, that half-field goal was incredible.
Yeah, and involved in what? Three of the four goals. I mean, he's a superstar in the making here, Kreger. What did you know? Like when you saw him, when you knew we got him, were you like, this is such a huge piece for us?
I've never watched Danish league anything. I mean, cool. Who's this guy? Sounds good.
Sounds like a player.
Until you see him.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not until you see him. And trust me when I tell you this, Woodsy, there's a whole lot of MLS clubs that hadn't seen him or hadn't seen enough of him, because otherwise they would have all had him rated. Right now, Dreyer is playing at an MLS best 11, MVP candidate level. And I don't think there's many people who would question that.
Own goals got to be the worst.
Oh, it's got to be the worst feeling of all.
I mean, is there an equivalent in other sports? Like, I mean, obviously you could probably put the puck in your own net in hockey.
For sure.
But in baseball, you can't really score an own goal. I guess you can walk like four batters in a row or something.
Jose Canseco ball off the head.
Or something.
Yeah, the old assist for the home run. And that's a good one, Paulie. That's actually, it's like that ball was hitting the outfield, buddy. How did it end up over the fence? Well, it hit me right in the dome, and I kicked it over, essentially. Yeah, that's a good point. Well, the Padres, I mean, we talked about it, Craig. We only got like 5 minutes left. I want to make sure to get some Padres talk in with you. Nothing's really changed. I mean, obviously, the holes are still the holes. You still need to fill them. I think the Devers move is crazy for the NL West. Here he comes out here now to join that team who, looks pretty good as well. They got good pitching. Here we sit, though, in desperate need of moves to be made. Nothing's really on the horizon as far as we know about, yet this team continues to find ways to win. Now we'll see how this week goes. I think it's a huge one for us.
I couldn't agree more. And let me just highlight, because I know we're a little short on time, the one thing that frustrated me the most out of last week, and it certainly wasn't Robert Suarez blowing a save. That's going to happen. That's the one thing you can't even complain about. It's like when Trevor blew a save. You're like, okay, next game.
Yeah.
What bothered me was seeing 2 winnable games against LA die late when left-handed elite relief pitching, which the Dodgers have in excess, was allowed to just run willy-nilly against the heart of our order.
Yeah.
And I'm specifically thinking about Gavin Sheets, who is having an outstanding season. And nothing I'm saying should be construed in any way as criticism of Gavin Sheets. But historically, has not hit left-handed pitching. He's done okay against a couple left-handed starters sometimes. Against elite left-handed relief pitching, letting Gavin Sheets bat late in the game is essentially conceding an out. And it got to the point on the Wednesday Dodgers game, guys, where he was trying to bunt for a base hit against Tanner Scott. That was a cry for help. It was organizationally. It's like he shouldn't be up there. And if Campusano isn't that guy, and it's clear he's not, then they should 100% DFA or option out Luis Campusano and get a right-handed bat here. But honestly, these games, and it could be tonight, it could be tomorrow, it could be any one of these 4 games, it's going to come down to a huge moment late in the game, runners on base, a left-handed hitter up for the Padres. They're going to go to Vesia. They're going to go to Banda. They're going to go to Scott. They're going to go to those 3 guys. And every time that we just go ahead and put our lesser lefties up against them, it's kind of a sacrificial lamb situation. That's where LA is winning. They're feasting on the margins.
Yeah.
Trenton Brooks, it comes out, but he's a left-hander too.
Yep.
So they really don't have that right-handed answer, Craig. And I tweeted last week, they're so vulnerable. Jake, Sheets, Xander doesn't hit either side that well right now. It's just a lane for other teams to really exploit the Padres.
It is, and the solution is to get a right-handed hitting left fielder that can be a contributor to this club on an everyday basis. I'm sure the Padres have been looking for it, hours and days longer than we've all been screaming for it. But nonetheless, they haven't found it. And now the Giants have improved. The Dodgers are improving. I think an exciting electric Japanese right-hander is making his season debut tonight.
Indeed, his Dodgers debut on the bump. Yep.
Yeah, so these teams are getting better. They're getting healthier. The Padres are hoping to get healthier. I love this Padres team. I believe in them. I think the thing that we don't want to talk about is that ultimately this season might just come down to how healthy Michael King is and how many innings we get out of him. But in the interim, this club is hanging on, and that's my last message to our Padres fans here this morning. This is a hang-on month. We are in the middle of it, and everyone is excited, and I'm going to be so fired up for these games, just like every one of you. But at the end of this month, the Padres just need to be within a couple games of 500 for the month. That is fine. Winning 1 out of 3 is not great, but it is so much better than losing 3 out of 3.
No doubt.
Craig, sorry.
And yeah, that's it.
Yeah, sorry we got you a little bit late, but we will definitely chat more again next Monday. Appreciate your time as always.
Thanks, brother.
Take care, boys. Have a great day.
Craig Elsten, Padres Hot Tub Podcast, Cromaniacs on Soccer. You can check out all of his social media channels as well. It's going to be a weekly Monday contributor for us going forward. And, look at the standings just quickly here before we get to the top of the hour. If you want to make the playoffs in the National League, you figure the Phillies and the Mets, whoever doesn't win that division, good chance to get a wild card. And the Giants just put themselves in a really good spot with Devers, which means if you're the Padres, you have to hold off the Brewers, Cardinals, Reds, Diamondbacks. Okay. Those are the teams that are trying to chase you down. Can you hold them off? If you can, then no one can stop you from making the playoffs. They can, but that's a lot of teams that are trying to chase you down now.
No doubt. So those teams are going to be looking to improve as well.
Of course. So the Padres are going to have to answer that and improve as they go forward. All right, we'll come back. All right, Lynn Sider, Dennis Lynn. We've got a game of Take on Woods as well ahead here on 97.3 The Fan.
All right, we are halfway home on a Monday. Ben and Woods, 97.3 The Fan. Better vibes, certainly, in here this morning and online after pulling out a win yesterday against the Diamondbacks. You know, the salvage win. It's better than nothing, as Craig Elsten just let us know. Couldn't agree more.
The alternative is a loss.
Correct. I was very it was quite a load off on Father's Day, to be sure. I'm Woodsy. That's Paul Reindl, the executive producer. Ben Higgins, your friendly neighborhood sports anchor. Was just telling the fellas I got to jam out of here right when the show ends. I got my doctor's appointment, my physical, my yearly is today. We'll be going over the blood work. I still have those weird marks on my foot.
Right.
They faded a touch.
That's good.
A tad, but they're still there. The ones that I got.
As long as they're not spreading up your leg toward your heart, I think that's a good sign.
I mean, I would think so. But we're going to go over all the blood work. I have been monitoring my own blood pressure. It's not been great. Hypertension. I don't know what do you do for that?
Well, there's pills.
Okay. Pills don't bother me.
Which is one way to tackle it. There's diet, eating less sodium.
Okay. I've been doing that.
You're going to get you like some compression socks.
The woman repellers. I'll just wear those around. What else? How do I be less tense?
That's always the question that I think everyone's trying to figure out. Maybe you need to watch less Padres baseball.
You said lock your phone in a box for a week.
Yeah. It's actually not a bad idea. What are they going to tell me today? You know, the cholesterol looks good. The diet changes I have made, the exercise have helped. I saw the blood work. It comes in. You look at it. There's a couple things you see in there, and you go, it's a little bit high, but what are you going to tell me? But like I said,
no one's blood work is perfect, right?
Right. I don't think so.
Everyone's got like one or two areas where they're less than ideal.
Like Lance Armstrong's blood work, perfect.
You're just hoping they don't have to admit you.
Yeah. Too many steroids in it, I'm sure.
Well, okay. But I mean, other than that, like I'm sure his diet and exercise are pretty good.
I'm sure they were great.
Yeah. Michael Phelps.
But even when you eat perfectly, I do believe that there are some genetic things that you can't really do much about.
Yeah, for sure.
Like my good cholesterol has always been very low. And as many things as I've tried, more fish oils, more whatever, vitamin supplements, whatever, hasn't really changed much over the years. And there doesn't seem to be anything. I tried niacin for a while, made you flush, feel all weird when you took it. Didn't really help.
Well, somebody says Lance Armstrong was your example. Yeah, I mean, the guy rode. I mean, yes, I know he did blood doping. But the guy was in good shape. He could ride, again.
Maybe you need to dope your blood.
Should I dope my blood more?
Maybe you should get a sample from someone else and submit it as your own blood. It'll look much better.
Now, everyone in the chat that is saying ganja, a.k.a. cannabis, no.
Ganja, a.k.a. cannabis.
I've never put something in my body that makes me feel more tense than ganja, a.k.a. cannabis. Nothing on the planet.
Everybody must get maybe you're using the wrong strain.
I've heard that bit before. I've tried them all. Do you really think I haven't done my research there?
I can testify to this.
Paulie's seen it.
It's like you're smoking meth or something.
It's awful.
You freak out.
It's awful. Everyone says, "Oh no, indica." And I'm like, no, I've had it.
Big bomber class.
Right. I've done it. I've done the joints and the gummy. I've done it all. It doesn't make me less tense. It makes me more tense. It makes me want to die, actually, which is a weird thing. It just has never jived with me.
Have you tried getting in touch with nature more?
No, I haven't. I probably should, but I'm gonna have kids to raise and stuff. I got a job to do, and all right, I'm gonna go take a walk
let's
around.
Send Woods to farm camp.
I would love to go to farm camp. I mean, the thing is, it works for so many people that I'm like, it's such an easy fix. It's never been an easy fix for me. I told you the last. It was after our last show of the year, and we were leaving for Texas the next morning, and I took one little gummy for sleep, and weed gummy one. Within 30 minutes, my legs were writhing in bed, writhing. I was writhing in
not pain,
just writhing,
anxiety, and
got up, went out to the living room, walked around for about 40 minutes in my house. Went to the sink, splashed cold water on my face, stared at myself in the mirror, spoke out loud to myself, saying, "Hey, man, this is just weed. What is your problem? Stop being a bee and go to sleep." Took a Xanax to try to calm down. Didn't work. Took NyQuil to try to calm down. Didn't work. What a combo. What a combo. I was up. I thought about every bad thing I've ever done in my whole life. They all kept rushing to the surface. So does that sound like that would be good for my blood pressure? Because I wanted to die that night. I wanted somebody to take me out.
Ashley in the chat says, have you tried CBD? It's
a
little different.
I thought it was a bit.
No, it's not a bit.
I think it's
a muscle. It like it just relaxes.
I have real muscle relaxers, Paulie. My blood pressure's still high. It just doesn't work for me, man.
You're immune.
It just doesn't work. I'm not immune. It's worse. It takes my problems and exacerbates them tenfold.
You're immune to the positive
the benefits of it. Yeah.
Positive effects.
It's just tough. I mean, I literally standing in front of the mirror. Come on, dude. You're okay. You're fine. Bro, you're fine. What's your problem? It was one little gummy. What is your deal? Took a shower that night to try to calm down. I mean, you name it. You name it. Yeah, I made some hot tea or something. I mean, it was 6 hours of like torture.
What about?
All right, it is 6 o'clock in the morning.
I can help. Just wake Hannah up.
Yeah, that always goes well.
Yeah. Dave, I need to sleep.
Well, that's the last thing I wanted at that point anyway, when I was in the death spiral.
I do think there's a bit of a catch-22 situation going, in that one of the most stressful things is the fact that you're going to the doctor to have your blood pressure checked.
Yeah, but I checked
You're
it
the
yesterday.
one causing my stress.
Yeah.
I know I've got this blood pressure check coming up. If I didn't have to worry about it, I probably would be fine.
I checked it yesterday when I was in a great mood and calm, very high. So the blood pressure's up. I know it's going to be an issue, the hypertension. Yeah, they call it the white coat syndrome. They walk in with that cuff. So
that's like I remember back in college, I got pulled over by a cop. I rolled through a stop sign and come to a complete stop. I knew exactly what had happened, but they still, you get nervous.
You're a monster.
And he's sitting there, he's shining the light in my eyes. And he's like, "You look a little nervous there, Paul." I'm like, "Well, yeah, I'm about to get a ticket. Like, what do you think?"
Aren't you, as a police officer, don't you want somebody that's nervous? And the guy that's real chill and laid back, you don't want that guy. I feel like.
License, registration, I know the deal.
Here
you
you
go.
That's me now.
You look a little surprisingly calm there, Paul. Paul, let's
I actually remember this guy.
in.
He goes, "You look a little nervous there. You got drugs in the back or something I need to know about?" I'm like, "Are you insane?"
Drugs? No, I'm terrified.
I wish.
Right, I'm 20 years old. I'm in college. I wish I did.
Yeah, I've been checking the BP at home. It's high. So obviously I'm gonna go do that today. Hopefully that I get a decently clean bill of health. I don't really know a lot of people that aren't affected by we're pretty tense. It's a tense job, tense, lifestyle that you live. Hypertension. You ever suffer from hypertension?
Oh yeah, I have slightly high blood pressure. I take the blood pressure medications. Done a pretty good job in keeping it in the acceptable range.
That Dan said, "Are you high? You don't take all that at the same time." I didn't. I took the gummy. I waited like 4 hours and I writhed in misery and wanted to end it all. And then was like, I have to sleep. This is awful. So I have alprazolam, which is like a little Xanax, little tiny one. Took one, didn't work. I gave that an hour and a half. Finally, I was like, give me the green death.
You ever tried like a trazodone or something?
Yeah, I have. It's
prescribed sleeping aid.
Prolific says cardio will help. I do cardio all the time. It's just hypertension, man.
I've Peloton like 53 out of the last 54 days.
And he's got high blood pressure. The guy had hit his 1,000 hours or whatever. I don't know, man. I need to do something. Transcendental meditation or something. I don't know. But, so we'll see. We'll see what they say today when I go in. Been a little nervous about that.
Alprazolam?
Alprazolam.
Yeah. Do they have one of those cool songs for it during Padres games, like commercials?
Not that I know.
I take Alprazolam because I'm so stressed out, but it lowers my blood pressure and I'm feeling
What is blood
better.
pressure?
I don't know. I'm trying to come up with a song on the fly.
So yeah, that's my thing today.
I'm lowering my A1C. God, I hate those commercials.
They're pretty bad. Pretty bad. Made worse by Ben this morning. Well, listen, the
your blood pressure should be nice and low after a week like this.
I was just gonna say the Dodger series, and this may be one where I'll watch out of the corner of an eye. Just like check in. These games stress me out.
Well, this is the problem, that your life if the Padres get 4 runs in the first inning off Shohei Ohtani tonight, you're going to be feeling nice and relaxed.
Yeah, for
and
10 minutes
good.
until Freeman hits the 3-run homer in the bottom of the first off Dylan Cease.
There's nothing you can do about
Baseball's
that.
a tough. What is a good sport to watch that doesn't wreck your soul?
If you care,
None of them?
There are none of them. Right.
None of them.
But if you stop caring, though, you're not you anymore.
I know.
That's the problem.
That's it. I'm not me.
You've already made it. I mean, you're going to be 50, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Watch the NBA Finals tonight. You don't care about that.
That's true.
I could watch that.
And
I could not care
with a
less.
7-10 start. You could probably watch the entire game before first pitch.
Ooh, surfing. Thank you. I would watch. I do watch surfing on TV. SDFC. They're nerve-wracking, though. It's nerve-wracking to watch that team. Lisa says, get on the Pilates train. No. Get doing Pilates. I could go to
club.
The good news is if only
Pilates.
Club Pilates.
Now I don't do endorsements for that
Club Pilates.
If I did, maybe they could get me to go. If you're listening, Club Pilates, be happy.
Right now, today, we're offering you 5 classes for $50 at Club Pilates. San Diego's premier Pilates studio, Club Pilates, offers the most Pilates classes and
How many
reformer
times you
classes
say
in San
Pilates
Diego.
in one spot?
Conveniently located off Marina Boulevard, right in the heart of San Diego.
Pilates, by the way. Club Pilates.
One last time for Pilates.
It's Pilates. Yes, Pilates. Over under that he ever did one
Whatever the
second
number is under
of Pilates. One second
I
of
also
Pilates.
have not done one second of Pilates in my life either.
Him in there. So this is Pilates. Using those crazy machines. This is Pilates.
You got a problem.
I love Pilates. Fantastic. Never gets old. Oh man, it's so good. So good. All right, well, we'll give you guys the full report tomorrow.
I hope you're healthy.
Me too.
I need you here. I need you here, buddy. I need you to be able to watch Padres games.
I know. I want to be able to. Believe
Maybe
me.
this off season you can really focus in on lowering your blood pressure
And just go normal. Just go.
Yeah.
All right.
But nah, probably not until
Not
at least
normal.
October.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. I'll relax a little bit. Okay.
Got a couple minutes here. So
Woosah.
So quickly.
By the way, that Paulie just said "whoosah," right?
Mm-hmm.
I was playing golf one day with our hillbilly friend, Chris Foster, and I was not hitting the ball well. And do you know what made it? You know what made it infinitely worse? Him going "whoosah, whoosah" the whole round, and I almost wrapped my 9-iron around his head. I would hit a bad shot and I'd be like, "God!" and he'd go "whoosah, whoosah." Like, shut up, stop. Woosah, Woodsy, come on, boy. Woosah. So every time you say it, I'm now triggered. Now my blood pressure just went up immensely. Because he the whole round. I'm like, what are you doing? Shut up, please. Begging you. Woosah. Come on, boy.
Oh man.
They both sound the same, Foster and Schilt. So go ahead.
Nah, that's all right. Let's move on because we do need a contestant for Take on Woods. We'll talk about Shohei Ohtani's return coming up in our 9 o'clock hour and why the Dodgers are simply taking advantage of the rules that Major League Baseball has provided to them. And, anyone who would have signed Shohei Ohtani to take advantage of something that other baseball teams don't get to do. And that is use their two-way player designation to skirt the system of number of pitchers you can have, how you can use your designated hitter. The Padres are trying to do it. I mean, they're smart. They have a kid in the minor leagues, Sean Barnett, where they're trying to get him to be a two-way player. And I have no doubt that Major League Baseball's rules, they're looking at that and going, hey, if you can find a guy who can hit and can pitch a little bit, that's a real advantage because you can carry an extra pitcher on your roster with no penalty whatsoever. You're not limited to the 13 that everybody else is limited to. And the Dodgers get a 14th pitcher. They need one as badly as any team in the league right now because of how many injuries they suffered, how much they're using their bullpen. They've used their bullpen more innings than any other team in baseball.
And their starters give them fewer innings than any other team in baseball.
Partly because they've used openers and so many bullpen days.
Brutal
but
combo.
Doesn't matter how you're getting there. They need another pitcher, so they're simply going to use the one that they have already on their roster at hand and start pitching him tonight against the San Diego Padres.
It was funny when they had to go, when they didn't have to. They went to Kike with an 11-run lead the other night. Did you see what happened? He gave up 5 runs, and they had to go to Anthony Bonda anyway. I think the rule should be,
once you've gone, you can't go back.
Yeah, once you cannot. It's like Field of Dreams, dude. You did
the Field of Dreams.
It's a Field of Nightmares. 11-0. You decide you're not going to use Anthony Bonda there. You ended up using him anyway, so he was ready, he was available to pitch. You went to Kike Hernandez, Dave. You got Kike Hernandez or another position player. You've drawn your line in the sand. I'm not burning my other arms. You went to a position player again. You ride it out.
You stepped from that grass to the dirt.
You're a dentist now.
You're done.
You're now a dentist. You were a doctor. You were a baseball player. You're now a doctor. How's that? What do you think? Is that a bad rule? Like you decided you want to get cute, then stay cute. Stay really cute and he has to sit out there and finish that game off.
No, I'm usually in favor of letting teams manage their teams the way they want to manage their teams. All right, we will take your time out. If you want to call in now to play Take on Woods, 833-288-0973. Chance to qualify for our spa getaway to Las Vegas. Our first musical trivia challenge of the week is coming up next. Don't go anywhere. Ben and Woods continuing on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3. The Fan. Very excited for tomorrow, though, because Better Buzz is coming in with some of their new Summer Flings menu items for us to try. I've already been and tried a few of them. Really enjoying some of the great stuff. The best drink ever. They've upgraded it to the coconut. Best drink ever, topped with coconut cold cream and toasted coconut flakes. If you're hungry, try the new Blue Crush Acai Bowl. That's mango, pineapple, coconut cream, organic acai, vanilla almond granola, pineapple, strawberry, banana, toasted coconut flakes. Just the perfect summer, a little energy provider in the morning. Check it all out at Better Buzz. You can go online to betterbuzzcoffee.com, download the app, see all their local locations. They're all over the county. I've gone many times. The coffee is fantastic. Try it today and try their Summer Flings menu as well. betterbuzzcoffee.com.
Hey players, things are about to get real here in San Diego. Introducing the all-new Hamul Casino Resort. With a 200-room hotel tower, exciting new eats and drinks, plenty of new places to play, and a luxe spa and salon. Hello, rooftop pool and deck. It's where players can play their hearts out and enjoy all the perks that come with it. It gets real this summer at the all-new Hamul Casino Resort, the players' place.
Padres enter the day 3 games behind the Dodgers in the NL West, which theoretically means if they sweep the 4-game series, they could move into first place.
Exactly. Who the Giants play?
The Giants, I think, are off today, and
they get
tomorrow,
they get the Red Sox at the end of the week, which is going to be fantastic theater.
They host the Guardians to open a 3-game, so all interleague play for the Giants this week.
Okay.
Guardians have not been good against the NL West. Swept by the Padres, swept by the Dodgers for sure. And I'm not sure if they played the Diamondbacks yet. But anyway, we'll talk more about the Padres-Dodgers series coming up. Right now, though, we need a contestant for Take on Woods, 833-288-0973 if you want to call in. Yeah, just wait for a second while we get someone to call in. 833-288-0973. I can tell you about the prize that you're playing for. If you can beat or tie Woods, you will qualify for our grand prize drawing. 2-night stay at Resorts World Las Vegas, 2 spa passes, and a food and beverage credit at any of their 5 pools. Celebrate summer with a spa and a pool getaway at Resorts World Las Vegas, home of the largest elevated pool complex on the Strip. 2 nights, dine poolside, and check out the Awana Spa, one of the largest co-ed spa facilities in Las Vegas. To book your summer stay, visit rwlasvegas.com. All right, let's get to it. Let's play a little Take on Woods. Charles has answered the call for Take on Woods this morning. Thank you for calling in, Charles. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. You know the prize, so let's get to the category choices today for our 5 questions of musical trivia. We've got Across to Bear, 5 song titles and artists that include the word cross. Heaven Sent, 5 song titles that include the word heaven. And our new category, I Know That Dude, 5 song titles that are all one word guy names. So, Across to Bear, Heaven Sent, or I Know That Dude. Charles, what would you like to play?
Let's do the heaven one.
Heaven Sent. All right. Today, all these songs are heaven sent in that they include the word heaven in the title. You'll have 60 seconds to answer as many of the 5 as you can. If you don't know an answer, you can pass. We'll come back to it if there's time left on the clock. First question is our 2-second song. Paulie's queuing it up now. You need to identify the song title, including the word heaven, and the artist to score the point. You go first. Woods goes second. You beat or tie him. You're into the drawing for Las Vegas. Charles, you ready to play?
Yes, sir.
Paulie, you're all logged in.
I'm
Ready
ready.
to go? All right, let's put 60 seconds on the clock. Charles, your category is Heaven Sent. Your time begins when Paulie plays the music. Good luck, Charles. Let's take on Woods.
Tears in Heaven by Eric Clapton.
It is not. Which 1992 song did Eric Clapton write about the death of his 4-year-old son, Connor?
Come on, Charles.
You better get this
Oh,
one.
Tears in Heaven
That
by
is
Eric Clapton.
correct. Bruno Mars sings Your Sex Takes Me to Paradise, in which 2012 chart topper and lead single to his second album.
Skip.
Covered by Guns... I lost that. Did you pass?
Skip.
Covered by Guns N' Roses in 1987, which song did Bob Dylan write and perform for the soundtrack to Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid?
Knocking on Heaven's Door.
Correct. Which signature song became the only solo single to reach #1 for Belinda Carlisle in 1987? Go back to Bruno Mars sings Your Sex Takes Me to Paradise, in which 2012 chart topper and lead single to his second album.
Oh, God.
All right, you got 2. You got Tears in Heaven twice, actually, and Knocking on Heaven's Door. That was Just Like Heaven by The Cure was the song. Locked Out of Heaven by Bruno Mars, and Heaven is a Place on Earth by Belinda Carlisle. I think Woods has got this one on you, Charles, but we'll see.
You'll see.
He doesn't get the category. Charles's score is locked in.
Charles in charge of this game, or
Charles, we'll see.
Right.
I see some chat. All right, let's go. 60 seconds back on the clock. Woods, your time begins when Paul plays the music. Good luck. Let's take on Charles.
Oh, Just Like Heaven, The Cure.
Correct. Which 1992 song did Eric Clapton write about the death of his 4-year-old son, Connor?
Tears in Heaven.
Correct. Bruno Mars sings Your Sex Takes Me to Paradise, in which 2012 chart topper and lead single to his second album.
What was the name of the song again?
No, Bruno Mars sings Your Sex Takes Me to Paradise, in which 2012 chart topper and lead single to his second album.
Out of Heaven. I'll come back to it.
Covered by Guns N' Roses in 1987.
Knocking on Heaven's Door.
Correct. Which signature song became the only solo single to reach #1 for Belinda Carlisle in 1987?
Heaven is a Place on Earth.
Correct. Bruno Mars sings Your Sex Takes Me to Paradise, in which 2012
Can you
chart
repeat the
top.
question
What
one
is
more
it
time?
again?
I didn't write the song.
You've been knocked out of heaven.
Nah, locked out.
Locked out of heaven.
You got 4 though, and it's a 4-2 win over Charles.
What
today.
was these? What did he say?
Your
Well, I'll
sex
tell you what he
takes
said,
me to
actually.
paradise. Your sex takes me to paradise.
All right, save that.
Your sex takes me to paradise.
You had to know. You had to know when you wrote the question.
I think it's probably the most notable lyric. That leads to the chorus, which is the title of the song. I'm trying to give you a context clue.
No,
there
it's a
to
good
give
one.
you
It was a
Your
good
sex takes me to paradise.
It's a good one. We will.
Has anyone ever said that in a more clinical way?
Could you imagine? Could you imagine going up to
that
your...
was great.
All right.
In fact.
All right. We've done this before. Everybody tweet your wife right now. All men listening. Text your wife.
Let's not put this on social media.
Your text takes me. Your sex takes me to paradise. Just tweet her and see what she says.
Best part is I already had Ben saying that.
Oh, we did?
Didn't even need to pull it.
Didn't even need to save it.
Already in the
Well, I did
archives.
pull it, but he has another one. Let's see if I can.
So text your wives and say, your sex takes me to
Because your sex takes me to paradise.
His face. He looks at me like wanting an approval, like a little puppy. Like he looked at me. He's like, Here, okay, treat for you.
Yeah,
treat for
you're
you.
welcome.
Open up.
You're welcome.
We rub your belly. All right, yeah. Text your lady. See what she says, and then tweet us at
to
Better
our
Woods.
insider Dennis Lynn. We can get some reactions in if you actually do it. That is coming up next. Charles, thanks for playing. We'll
Thank
play
you,
another
Charles.
game of
How do you
Take
do?
On
What did
Woods
he get?
tomorrow too.
Two. Okay,
he got
not
the
bad.
4-2 win. Come back with our Linsider Dennis Lynn after a check of traffic. First, though, Woodsy and I will tell you about
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. GEGE 000-466. For a full list of games and rules, play at 7 Mile Casino. Visit 7milecasino.com.
7 Mile Casino, which, by the way, I just got the invitation. I hope I can put it on my schedule again. They're doing another messy Sunday decorating contest
Ooh.
at Sammy's at 7 Mile. I came in second place last year, so I might need to try to redeem myself next month. Sammy's, of course, the wood-fired pizza menu is fantastic, but in 7 Mile Casino, you can also partake of the 24/7 players menu. Don't get that at any other Sammy's. Any time of day, great items like the Kung Pao chicken, the Asian pork chop, so good, and you can get it anytime you want.
Well, I mean, yeah, you don't get that at any other Sammy's. You don't get the ability to sit down and play California-style blackjack, Texas Hold'em, Pai Gow, poker, or baccarat as well. Love the California-style blackjack myself. They will take your high-limit action if you're a high-limit player. Fear not. It's just 7 minutes from downtown. They'll take your action there at 7 Mile Casino.
As they say, 7 Mile Casino takes you to paradise.
That's exactly what they say.
Really
They do say that.
It's our place. Make it yours as well. 7 Mile Casino, just 7 minutes from downtown.
Hey players, things are about to get real here in San Diego. Introducing the all-new Hamul Casino Resort. With a 200-room hotel tower, exciting new eats and drinks, plenty of new places to play, and a luxe spa and salon. Hello, rooftop pool and deck. It's where players can play their hearts out and enjoy all the perks that come with it. It gets real this summer at the all-new Hamul Casino Resort, the players' place.
This hour 97.3 The Fan is brought to you by Staples. We've got our Linsider, Dennis Lynn, standing by. We'll get to him right after a check of traffic on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is sponsored by Valvoline Instant Oil Change, your 15-minute drive-through oil change. Still having some problems in the North County. Crash has cleared on southbound 15 near Auto Parkway. Got this other accident up ahead past Via Rancho Parkway. It's been moved over to the left shoulder. Also, stalled vehicle partially blocking the Mira Mesa Boulevard off-ramp northbound 15. Collision involving couple vehicles on the Sycamore Avenue on-ramp to westbound 78. And South 5 Coastline just past Harbor Drive. Vehicle hit the guardrail over to the right shoulder. Looks like tow truck is going to be needed there. San Diego, before you cruise out this summer, stop by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. No appointment needed, just 15 minutes, and you're road trip ready. Valvoline Instant Oil Change, experts you can trust. Visit SoCalOilChange.com for coupons. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben and Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Happy Monday, Padres fans. It's time to discuss the weekend that was for the Padres with our Ben and Woods Linsider, Dennis Lynn from The Athletic. Brought to you by the all-new Hamul Casino Resort, the players' place. Things are about to get real with the all-new Hamul Casino Resort. With gorgeous rooms and exciting new eats and drinks, it gets real this summer at Hamul Casino Resort, the players' place.
You know, I'm just going to jump right in with our Linsider, Dennis Lynn from The Athletic, and ask him what I think is the toughest question to answer right now when it comes to the San Diego Padres. Dennis, are the Padres trending up or down right now?
Ooh, yeah, getting right into it, huh?
Got his ass.
I told you it was a tough one.
Got me.
I mean, there's an argument to be made either way right now.
Yeah, I mean, I would say if you're going to look at like a slightly bigger sample of the past few weeks as opposed to just the last couple of days, it would have to be down, right? They're under 500 over the past month. Their offense fell yesterday, and that's just an isolated incident unless they prove otherwise. Everything this next series, offense has been one of the worst in the majors, and you know they've got those same pitching injuries with Yu Darvish, Michael King, and
Jackson Merrill's out for at least a week now. So, yeah, tough sledding for the Padres in the NL West, which just got a little bit tougher with Rafi Devers. So, yeah, unfortunately, the answer for the Padres is down.
Yeah, I think I tend to agree with you, Dennis. And you know, of course, when it comes out that Devers is traded, they list 4 or 5 teams that have checked in with, with Craig Breslow and the higher ups over in Boston, and the Padres were listed. Now, I'm assuming Craig Breslow, the conversation sounded something like, yeah, this is a problem for us, and we would move him. Now, can you take on 275? And AJ Preller hung up the phone. I can't imagine the Padres, they would have parted with some prospects, I'm sure, for a Rafi Devers type, but I think it was the eating of the majority of the salary that probably slowed us from being in the mix there.
Yeah, I mean, it's Preller. I don't know the exact nature of what took place between him and Breslow. He tends to check in on everybody in the league.
All the time.
But I would imagine from the Red Sox, exactly, from the Red Sox side of things, when you hear potentially, hey, you have to take back Xander Bogaerts and the rest of his $280 million contract, that's a pretty quick hang up from the Red Sox side as well. So I don't think there was anything that was serious there. Obviously, Preller's going to check in again on pretty much everybody. It's just a matter of what he can get done at this point. It's going to be a seller's market. I know people are saying, it's not a great return for the Red Sox for Devers, but I mean, that's a special case, right? So if you're looking at someone a lot more affordable from a salary standpoint, I think it's going to be a lot harder to get someone like that. And plus, it's still really early. Like pretty much most of the league feels like they're still in it. So it's going to be maybe a while longer before Preller gets something done.
Certainly, the answer you gave in the terms of the Padres trending down, I can't disagree with everything you said, but I think you also look back at where they were a couple of weeks ago offensively and you go, things are starting to look a little bit better beyond just yesterday, but the day before they hit, they had that big game against the Dodgers. To me, though, the how Fernando Tatis Jr. looks is so critical to this team, and that for me is maybe the biggest reason for encouragement. Do you think that he's turning a corner based on what you've seen, Dennis?
Yeah, I think if you look at just the last 2 days outside of the bullpen, the Padres are trending up. Small sample, but yeah, they'll definitely take what they're getting from Tatis, at least the last series. I think he was 8 for 13 with a few doubles, and he was running the bases like it was April 2025 again. So yeah, that's hugely encouraging for the Padres because, Manny Machado has really been carrying this offense single-handedly for, weeks now, and he can't do it alone, as evidenced by the team's record, and they really need someone else to get going, especially if Jackson Merrill's going to miss some time. So if they can get the Fernando of April or even just, halfway there, I know he hasn't hit a home run in feels like 3 weeks or so. But if they can get, the guy they saw in Arizona, that's a huge upgrade over what they had been seeing over the last several weeks when he was having the worst slump of his career. So that would be a huge step in the right direction, and I think they have to be encouraged based on what they saw the past 3 games.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting, Dennis, to see what Schulte does with the lineup tonight, with Jackson Merrill being out, who slides up? Do they move things around? I asked Schulte Friday, the consideration of moving the lineup around. Didn't give me a real clear answer other than the fact that, yeah, they think about it, they look at it, fine. I mean, I can't force them to do anything, right? I can't force them to change the lineup. We have said maybe it'll spark something in the team, but then they go out with the same lineup and put up 17 runs or whatever in 3 days, and I look like an idiot, and I'm fine with it. I don't care. But now with Jackson Merrill out, what do you think that they do? What can you do? I mean, it's not like he's replete with pieces here that he can mix and match.
No, he's not. So it's probably going to look likely mostly the same, minus Jackson Merrill in center field, of course. I mean, Trenton Brooks might get a look in left field. I don't know if right away, maybe as soon as tonight would be the case, but I mean, they just don't have a lot of options out there. And Jason Hayward still on his rehab assignment as of right now. Hasn't looked great there either. So yeah, they just don't have options right now. So maybe they have to mix and match a little bit out there. Obviously Tyler Wade, I expect will be in the line tonight at some point or at some position. So it's tough sledding when you're facing the Dodgers and Shohei Ohtani, at least for an inning. But
Here we go.
This is what they have to work with right now. Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Well, and again, it says an inning. Nothing's going to surprise. It won't. Here's the things that won't surprise me. Ohtani goes more than one inning. Ohtani doesn't pitch at all. It's not. We changed our mind and we're going to go with Kasperius or Robles. We're going to throw Roboleski for the first one. I mean, nothing surprises me that they do. So, I mean, we'll see. I'll believe it when I see it, I guess, Dennis. And, I guess the good news is I don't think he's going to be out there for very long because I think that would be a little irresponsible.
Yeah, I mean, we just saw him throw, I think it was his third sim game last week at Petco Park. So to go from that to multiple innings or even like, say, 3 innings would probably be a stretch. So, yeah, I think it's going to be pretty gradual buildup for him as a pitcher. The Dodgers obviously just need options right now, given how shorthanded their pitching staff is, and I don't think they want to throw Kike Hernandez more again anytime soon. Even though
don't they want to throw him?
Maybe they do, because he was throwing some pretty nasty, according to Xander Bogaerts last week, some nasty rise cutters at Petco Park.
Are you
getting pulled over?
Are you in a police chase right now in LA, Dennis? What is happening? Are you okay? Don't tell him anything.
Yeah. I'm inside my car. I'm parked. Don't worry. But it seems like things are going on. So I think we're all good.
Get out of there,
please.
Get out of there, Dennis, please.
So there's only so many times we can ask about, who are the Padres going to trade for left field. So I'm going to go a different tack here.
You, Darvish, and Michael King. How about that one for a new tactic, man?
Dennis, can the Padres afford to trade any of their bullpen pieces to try to address left field, especially when Sean Reynolds has been really
I love him. I don't want to give him up.
I'm not saying give him up, but you can give someone else up and move him into a higher leverage role. Can they afford to trade some bullpen, help in order to address another need?
All things being equal, I would say they can, because this is where they're deepest, but all things are not equal, right? Because they have been riding their bullpen guys, especially the high leverage guys, really hard over the past month. It's probably not sustainable, the rate that those guys have been working, especially a guy like Jason Adam, who has been really worn down recently and has rightfully gotten a bit of a break here in the last week or so. But yeah, they just don't have many choices as far as what they can trade, and they do still have a couple guys in the minors who seems like they could come up even if they haven't been in the majors, and they have really good stuff. So maybe it's another David Morgan / Sean Reynolds type of situation where a guy can come up and have some immediate success. But it is something they've discussed, is trading relievers for help in other places, because they just, as worn down as the bullpen has been, they just frankly need more help in other places.
So Brooks was the move for Jackson Merrill. Could only be up a short time. We saw Camposano get into a game. We haven't even talked about it yet. We saw him get a start the other day, and it went about as poorly as you could imagine. It was not good. And, we were actually texting about it, like, why isn't Schilt going to Tyler Wade here even, down, you're down bad, Dennis, when you're like, why isn't Tyler Wade pinch hitting here in the 7th? Like, how things have gotten out of control, but Camby doesn't look like a big leaguer, man, at all. And I know it's been very limited action for him, but it's tough. And now he's going to sit and take that roster spot. Anybody else that you're thinking may come up and get a look?
I don't know that they're close to it, but I think at some point you have to give Brandon Valenzuela a look, because their catching situation is just dire. Even though Elias Diaz hit a home run yesterday, and Martin Maldonado has run into 1 or 2 pitches in the last few weeks or so. But yeah, I mean, Camposano is clearly not the answer. We knew that kind of even going into this year. He just hasn't earned the trust of 2 separate managers and multiple pitching staffs for the last few years. And then, looks like he can no longer, hit at the major league level. To your point, he's not getting enough chances to even get into a rhythm, but it just seems like every time he's come up and he's had quite a few chances, he hasn't proven he's more than a kind of a quad A hitter at the big league level. So yeah, I think catcher is another place they're looking at. They would like to upgrade there, but again, it's kind of that, weigh that out with, with your needs in left field and the rotation in the bullpen on the bench. And there's just so many needs that I don't know if they can fill all of them by July 31st. But catcher, I think if you're going to look somewhere internally, maybe Brandon Valenzuela, who was in big league camp and has been having a nice season on Double-A. Maybe you just have to, roll the dice and say, we have to give this guy a look at some point.
Dennis, appreciate it. As always, have a good week. We'll chat with you again next Monday.
Sounds good. See you guys.
Dennis
Thanks,
Lynn
brother.
from The Athletic, dodging the police sirens in the middle of our interview today as the Padres get ready to open a 4-game series against the Dodgers. Elias Diaz had a couple of hits in the home run yesterday. I think he's pretty much locked in. You're keeping Elias Diaz. The question is whether you keep riding with Martin Maldonado going forward. There were a couple times this weekend where the Padres got, their 6 and 7 hitters on base, and you just feel like
it's over.
It's just you can't do anything on 8 and 9 on those days when it's, Wade and Maldonado. You're just feeling, or Lockridge and Maldonado, just feels like it's over. And, Lockridge got a hit or two, and when they do, they score runs, but it just happens so rarely.
Look, it's probably not the case. But I still get the sense that that's that petty. I think it's pettiness. I do. I think like by starting Campy the other day and then letting him out there, you had an obvious pinch hit situation. I think, in my opinion, you had a lefty off the bench. No. I'm gonna let him go. See what he can do. Didn't do anything. It's got to get resolved. That's a wasted spot.
All right, we'll come back. We'll preview the Dodgers series, take a look at the rest of baseball, Reindl Report, and more, all coming up. Final hour of Ben and Woods. Saw a lot of TBD on the Dodgers pitching projections for this week. We do know, at least according to Dave Roberts, that Shohei Ohtani will start today. Now, Ben Kasperius had been listed, so assuming he's available to come in after Ohtani and toss, 4 innings. He threw 4 against the Dodgers or against the Padres last week during the series at Petco Park. We do know
had that sucker on the ropes too, man.
Yeah, Dylan Cease will be on the mound tonight for the Padres in the series opener. Went 7 shutout innings in his last start against the Dodgers. Looked really good. Of course, had plenty of offensive support. That makes things a little bit easier in the game that the Padres won in that series. After today, Padres have Randy Vasquez, Stephen Kolek, and Ryan Bergert as they continue on rotation going forward. Dodgers have TBD. Likely TBD, and then probably Yoshinobu Yamamoto, who has pitched only on extra rest this season, which is why he could go on Wednesday, but more likely they will save him for Thursday to keep him on his usual rest schedule. They just don't have many starting pitchers right now.
Got lit up pretty good against the Giants on Friday night.
Was the only game they lost in that series.
Only game they lost. So, yeah, I mean, he obviously threw really well against us last year, so he's a good pitcher. They're going to bring back Emmett Sheehan, I believe, is another guy that they have ready. He's pretty good too, young pitcher. Why can't it be Bobby Miller? I wish it was Bobby Miller, who's giving up on average about 8 earned runs, I think, in every minor league start. But yeah, I mean, again, it's the pitch. The pitching is the pitching, and they have good guys coming out of the bullpen. It's the offense. I mean, you're just terrified. They're a terrifying offense to try to navigate for.
Diamondbacks are pretty terrifying too.
Not like this. They score a lot of runs. They hit a lot of home runs.
They score a lot of. Have they scored?
They're close.
Many or more than the Dodgers this season, I believe. Let's see. The Diamondbacks have scored 361. Dodgers scored 399. So top 2 in the National League West, obviously, and the Cubs at 385 are the top 3 in National League. So yeah,
how many have we scored?
Padres scored 295.
295.
Yeah.
So.
You're
quite a bit fewer.
Yeah, more the bottom third of the National League.
Right.
Same as the Nationals. That's not a good thing.
It's not good.
No. They have scored way more than the Rockies.
That's good.
And the Pirates.
Oh, good.
And a few more than the Marlins.
What are you worried about?
Yeah. What are you guys crying about out there? Give me those
Calm down.
teams again. Who are we better than offensively?
Rockies, the Marlins,
Marlins,
and
the Pirates.
There you go.
All you guys do is piss and
And
moan.
the Braves.
Piss
And they scored
and the
more than the
Braves.
Braves.
Piss and moan,
8
Padres
games under
fans.
500. Hey, boy.
Hey, boy. I mean, that's pretty staggering, actually. But listen, you got to find a way to shut that offense down. So I wish you guys the very best this week. I really do. I wish you the best.
Yeah, the Dodgers took 2 out of 3 from the Giants. That was their first meeting, so they'll have to play the rest of their games against the Giants by facing Rafael Devers. Padres have already gotten through half of their games against the Giants, but of course in the second half when they face them, they will also likely have to go against Rafael Devers. But the Dodgers ended up coming back to take 2 of 3 in that series. After losing the opener, as you said, Yamamoto got hit pretty well. Shohei Ohtani hit 2 home runs on Saturday, his 24th and 25th of the season. And then they snuck out a 1-run win 5-4 on an Andy Pages 3-run go-ahead home run in the 5th inning yesterday to take that series 2 out of 3.
He had an absolute tank foul. I was like, ooh, don't throw that pitch again. Threw the exact same pitch in the exact same spot and hit it 400 feet for a 3-run bomb.
So
3-run bombs must be awesome. They must be so cool to see.
Why is it that the Dodgers are able to bring back Shohei Ohtani just to pitch an inning? Most teams couldn't afford to have a starting pitcher that only can go an inning or 2. I'm sure the Padres would love to have you, Darvish, throwing an inning or 2 just to add, but they can't afford to put him on their 26-man roster. That would be a wasted spot, essentially, for a guy who can only pitch 1 or 2 innings every 5 days. But because Shohei Ohtani does not count against the Dodgers' maximum number of 13 pitchers, he's essentially a free spot on their roster for an extra pitcher. He's already there, obviously, as a designated hitter.
Yeah.
So any innings you get out of him are simply free and bonus innings.
They're just freebies. It's freebies. So the way that they're going to do this is extremely smart, in my opinion. I think this is the right way to do it. I don't think you need to wait till he's fully ready. If you're employing openers on almost 3 days a week anyway, and you're having this guy doing up downs and taking a couple of days off. You still need his bat in the lineup. Now he just goes and throws his live pen instead of throwing it against Kike Hernandez and James Outman and guys like that. He just throws it against Toddy and Arise and Machado.
Yeah, he threw a bit against some minor league Dodgers the other day and had like 6 strikeouts in kind of a live BP session. And I think the way I understand it is that Dave Roberts kind of explained he did that, and then he had to cool down and then completely ramp up for the game for hitting.
Yes.
And they thought, why are we doing this twice? If he has to ramp up anyway, let's just do it once. He'll ramp up for the game where he pitches, and then he's already warm and can just stay in to hit the rest of the game. And that's where the other rule that benefits the Dodgers comes into play. They changed the rules when, a few years ago when he was still on the Angels, that if you take him out as a pitcher, you don't lose your designated hitter. So he gets to remain in the game as a designated hitter. And that was another rule that was changed with Ohtani in mind. Baseball knows most popular player in the game, not great. Even if he throws, 6 innings, you don't want him to have to come out of the game to hit. You want him to stay in there for, the fans. That's more entertaining. So they changed that rule. It's now something that will benefit the Dodgers. So he can pitch an inning today and can then remain in the game, and the Dodgers get to keep their designated hitter throughout the game. So, they have 2 rules essentially, the 13 pitcher rule and the designated hitter rule that they get to bypass based on having Shohei Ohtani on their team. It's a big advantage.
Yeah, for sure. No question. It's again, completely within the rules, or doing it the right way. In my opinion, this is the right way to do it. If you were going to bring him back, and he's ready to go, and he's faced live batters, and he's raring to get on the bump. If it were me and my team, I would be extremely careful with him. But he's shown the ability to hit pretty well, Ben, even after a surgery. What did he do last year? So you're
50-50.
Yeah, you're in good shape. You're in good shape if you're a Dodger fan, and hey, you got to be taking my Padres fan off. It's going to be wild to watch this go down again. It's been a while since we've seen the two-way player. It's been since August of 23.
Yeah,
I think
September,
so.
maybe.
It's been a couple years, since we've seen the two-way player. I hope he gets his absolute teeth kicked in on the mound. I hope he's wild. I hope he, gets lit up. But as we realized last year and last week, baseball gods, they don't exist. So I'm fully expecting
It'd be weird to see
to dominate
bullpen, like an in-game bullpen, though. It's going to be weird to watch. Like, just knowing he's only gone out there and essentially just working on stuff.
Yeah, pretty much. Spring training.
I mean, make sure the Dodgers know you can't have, the pitching coach standing behind the mound. We're actually in a game. This counts.
Yeah, he threw at Petco. Threw a little sim game at Petco.
And he tell...
But Padres have hit it. They faced him once on the mound, hit him pretty well. But that was a long time ago.
Yeah, that was with the Angels, and they scored 5 off of him. I think
Crowley hit a bomb. I think Xander hit a bomb.
Do you think the conversations are going to be like pregame today? Do you think Fernando gets a green light?
Yeah, I think Fernando always has a green light.
I don't think they tell him to take. I wonder whether Fernando's going to think, let's see one here for what he's got before he comes back, before he swings.
That's what I'm asking. Let's do Ben and Woods bet.
Does Fernando swing first pitch or not?
First pitch?
Yeah, I'll take yes.
I'll take no.
Okay.
Only because I get any ball that's well out of the zone.
Yeah, if he spikes
we'll
one.
never know if he was going to swing at the first one. I mean, with Shohei coming back after so long, it wouldn't shock me if he didn't, want to groove one right down the middle to start, tried to nibble and missed by a foot or two.
And it wouldn't surprise me if Tatis tried to ambush him for 450, which he's done before there.
I mean, Acuna certainly did it on his comeback the other way. You can't strike out Tatis on the first pitch. You know that. So that's one thing that Tatis has going in his favor. But
all right, I'll take the $10.
$10.
Yeah, yes.
I'll say no.
All right, cool.
That's it. Just whether he swings or not.
Yeah.
What if it's a check swing?
If he offers.
So if they say no, it goes in your favor. If it's ruled a strike,
it's my favor.
Right.
Yeah.
What if it's one of those where they throw it way inside and just hits the bat, even though he didn't swing at all?
It's not a swing.
Okay.
It's a strike, though.
It's a strike.
If it hits the bat, it's a strike.
But that's not a swing.
Yeah.
We're talking swing.
Swing.
Right.
Not strike or
We
ball.
know what a swing
I
is.
know.
You know what a swing is.
Technically, it would count as a swing in the stats if it hits your bat at all.
It's true.
That's why.
True.
All right, $10. I got no. You got yes. Is Paul in on this, or
I'm just going to watch.
Just gonna watch.
I'll be the
carnage.
arbitrator.
You'll be in the cuck chair just watching.
Right.
Yeah, there you go.
No, I'll be the bookie.
Okay. Yeah, you be the
I'll go break Ben's kneecaps
the arbiter
for the $10.
Reminds me, I owe Matt Scraby, and you owe
Oh,
Matt
I did
Scraby
$20.
$20. Yeah,
Oh,
for our
damn
golf
it.
pool that we did. It was a very difficult tournament to pick.
Yeah, usually when the best players in the world are playing in the U.S. Open and Major, they play well. They didn't in
I
this one.
think he had Victor Hovland as one of his last picks, and Hovland's third place finish ended up being the best of anyone. I snuck in a backdoor top 10 with Russell Henley and John Rahm, and you had a top 10 with Scotty Scheffler, but he had the best finisher with Victor Hovland and won our golf pool between you and me and Chris Ello and Matt Scraby. So we both owe
$20.
Matt $20. Guess what? No one picked JJ Spawn.
Sent.
Which is not shocking, but he's had such a good season too. Finished, remember, lost a playoff to Rory McIlroy at the Players. Had another second and another third. So he's been trending kind of in this direction, very under the radar. But you have winning a U.S. Open,
bro. You have all those players there and all the live guys, and everybody's ready to rock, and everybody loves U.S. Open and the majors. And for JJ Spawn to win it is a huge win.
I almost consider that a perfect U.S. Open. He's the one guy who conquered the course.
Yeah,
one under par. He fought the course, and essentially he won. I did better than par on that course, and everyone else was one over or worse.
It's crazy, man.
It's like it felt like that's what it was supposed to be. If you can find the one guy who can beat our toughest course, then he deserves to be the U.S. Open champion. And he did it. He conquered the course over 4 days. He managed to do it in one less stroke than the allotted par of 280 strokes. He did it in 279 over 4 days, and that was good enough to be crowned the champion golfer of the United States of the year.
Pretty impressive win. And the putt was just ungodly. I mean, it was just an ungodly 65 feet, you said?
65 feet.
It looked 80. It looked 85.
And you saw how tough those greens were. They were missing 4 and 5 footers all week long.
Yeah.
And not only does he win the U.S. Open, but he almost certainly locked up a spot on the Ryder Cup team later this year. And he's now ranked top 10 in the world.
Amazing.
All of a sudden. Just jumps ahead of Ludwig Oberg.
What's the payday
Victor
for that?
Probably around $4 million. Yeah, probably like doubled his career earnings.
God, life changer.
All in one fell swoop, based on really just a great last couple of holes, and treading water for long enough to stay in it, and then finishing strong with the 2 holes of a lifetime birdie finish to win the U.S. Open by 2. That was such a cool story.
Incredible.
All right, let's take a time out, go through the rest of the results of baseball over the weekend, and then Paulie got a Reindl Report. We got 2 championship series coming down to the wire in basketball and hockey. We'll take a look at those coming up next after traffic with Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. First, though, I want to talk about sdfatloss.com. So I mentioned earlier, I went to the fair yesterday, certainly indulged, and I know in the summer you're going to want to do things like that and have some treats. You can, but they can still keep you going with the weight loss at sdfatloss.com. I did my weight loss 2 summers ago. During the summer, I lost 40 pounds in 60 days, and I had a whole cheat like barbecue weekend. It is possible to do that. They understand that life is part of losing weight. In fact, it's one of the great things about the sdfatloss.com program. They don't expect you to be perfect all the time. They can get you back on track, keep the weight loss going, and it really just encourages you to know, and then I can keep doing this as maintenance because you work those foods back into your life. It's absolutely doable. You're eating real food from the grocery store, steak, chicken, vegetables, and losing weight at the same time. It's a fantastic program that you can sign up for now by going to sdfatloss.com, setting up a free consultation, no obligation, see if it'll work for you. And if you sign up now, you're going to get $200 off during their summer special. No exercise, no injections, great counselor. This is the program that worked for me. It's the program that has worked for so many tier 1s. It can work for you as well. Give it a try. Set up your free consultation. Go to sdfatloss.com. That's sdfatloss.com. Results may vary.
Hey players, things are about to get real here in San Diego. Introducing the all-new Hamul Casino Resort. With a 200-room hotel tower, exciting new eats and drinks, plenty of new places to play, and a luxe spa and salon. Hello, rooftop pool and deck. It's where players can play their hearts out and enjoy all the perks that come with it. It gets real this summer at the all-new Hamul Casino Resort, the players' place.
It was a big weekend for brooms in Major League Baseball.
Yeah, lots of sweeps.
A lot of sweeps. Let's see. Mariners swept the Guardians, won 6-0 yesterday. Orioles are playing better. They swept the Angels with an 11-2 rout yesterday. The Astros swept the Twins, needed to come back with runs in the 9th and the 10th to win 2-1 and 10 to finish that sweep off. The Athletics swept the Royals. They won a 3-2 game yesterday. The Rangers swept the White Sox. Not a stunner, but Texas has gotten back to 500. By the way, the American League, those were all, I think, American League results for the most part. The standings in the American League. Look at this wild card race right now. Tampa Bay 39-32, Toronto 38-33, Seattle 36-34, Minnesota 36-35, Boston 37-36, Texas 36-36, Cleveland 35-35, and the Royals and Angels are only 3 games back of that. So
it's that meme, the guy holding the beaker. Finally, pure mid. Finally got to pure mid.
9 teams separated by a total of like 5 games. All of them completely in the thick.
Wow.
Of the wild card race in the American League right now. Pretty evenly balanced on that side of the equation.
And so think about that though, from our perspective. You get all those teams that are hovering around, hanging around. A lot of those teams are going to be looking to unload some of their talent. No, they're not. They're all trying to hang around. They're all they want to make the playoffs. There's certain teams in there that you mentioned, Benny, playoff droughts. They're looking at it going, no, we got a legitimate shot at this thing. At least that's what they're selling their fan base. And you start trading off the Taylor Wards of the world and who else? The Adolis Garcias of the world, guys that have been mentioned recently. How's that play, to your fan base?
Not good.
Not good. How's it play to your locker room? Not good. Not guys, we think we're in this, man. We're fighting, we're battling, we're scratching, we're clawing, trying to get to 500. A lot of these trade partners, the only people you can legitimately look at and say they're going to be unloading pieces, who can we get, are the Miami Marlins, the Colorado Rockies, and
Pittsburgh
Pirates. That's it.
Nationals have lost 8 in a row, so
can we get James Wood?
They may also be, starting to think about making some trades, but yeah, they're not going to give up any of their younger guys at the moment, I would think. How about the New York teams this weekend? Not a single
Both
win.
swept, yeah.
Both the Yankees and the Mets were swept. The Mets swept by the Rays, joined the cool teams like the Padres that get swept by the Rays. 9-0 yesterday. They were just obliterated. And then the Yankees, obviously, they're in the torture chamber right now after getting swept by the Red Sox. Brian Bayo pitched 7 shutout innings to complete the sweep at Fenway Park. He's definitely one of their good young pitchers that they have. And then the Phillies swept the Blue Jays. Nick Castellanos hit a grand slam, and I don't think anything bad happened yesterday, particularly. Really. So the Phillies are starting to heat up. Remember, the Padres play all of their games against the Phillies coming up here in the next three and a half weeks, I think. After 2 weeks, they go to Philly, and then the Phillies come back before the All-Star break to return that trip. That'll be a big series because right now the Phillies lead the wild card race in the National League.
It's gonna be huge.
Phillies, Giants, Padres, and then there's a bit of a gap to the Brewers, the Reds, the Cardinals, and the Diamondbacks. So that's those are going to be extremely big series for the Padres coming up here in the first half of the season.
Yeah, Valhalla in the chat wants to know what's with all these Dodger trolls. They have come out of the woodwork. It's like, remember when you were a kid and there would be a rock and you would pick up this rock and all of a sudden these worms and like bugs and spiders. You're like, whoa, I've just hit the mother lode. If that's what you're looking for, that's just what happened. Somebody just picked up a rock.
Remember, we welcome all the Dodgers fans in our chat, and just remember to sign up for the membership.
Yes.
If you want to keep, you'll get locked out in a couple of minutes, but if you pay the membership fee now,
you stay in.
You'll stay in. So just click right on our YouTube stream, click on that membership. We're glad to have you, Dodgers fans.
Would you make sure to upload several YouTube clips, Paulie, this week? The fund is getting a little low. We would like to make some extra cash. They did support and fund our entire trip to Philadelphia. The entire thing. Airfare, hotel, meals.
Yeah.
Tickets. Literally.
We sit in second row, Padres and Phillies.
Yes.
Thanks to the Dodger fans.
That's not it's not coming out of my money. I'm not paying for it. Not one nickel.
Only so they can get dunked on by Padres fans in our stream.
In our stream.
Daily basis.
This is the greatest business
and
model.
And they pay for the honor to do it.
This is the greatest business model I've ever seen. And we need to, frankly, we don't do it enough. And you don't think I've kicked around the idea of getting verified for as much play as I get on Twitter during Dodger weeks? Are you kidding me? I don't know how much money Twitter's paying out these days. I don't think it's a lot, but it's almost foolish business not to do it. As much as I like to troll them and they like to come at me, it's dumb nuts, free money I'm turning down. Yeah. Love you guys, man. Thank you for being here.
Couple of series that weren't swept. Big one. Brewers and Cardinals was a big series.
Yeah.
Brewers took 3 of 4. I'm glad the Padres won that series in Milwaukee because Milwaukee has been pushing hard. They're now the 4th place team in the wild card standings, and that was a big series for Milwaukee to take 3 out of 4. Cubs took 2 out of 3 from the Pirates, needed a walk-off by Ian Happ to do it yesterday. And the one sweep that didn't happen, Braves trying to get back in this.
Dude.
They get bodied by the Rockies 10-1 yesterday.
Who's their pitcher that looks like Kenny Powers? Grant Holmes?
He struck out 15.
Did he strike out 15 guys and lose?
10-1. That's tough to do. Do you think that's the biggest loss?
What was his line? Can you give me his entire his entire line, please?
All right, so yesterday in the Rockies-Braves game.
All right, walk me through this.
Box score here for Grant Holmes.
Okay, great. He started, right?
6 1/3.
Starting pitcher.
Yeah. So yeah, 6 1/3.
That's
two,
good.
2 hits, 3
Good.
runs, 2 earned, 2 walks, 15 strikeouts.
Jesus.
And
God.
then they brought in Reindl de los Santos.
Oh no. Did he leave with a lead?
0.0 innings.
Hold on. Did he leave with a lead?
It was 1-1.
1-1 when he left. He had struck out 15.
Yeah,
Wow.
and then he was charged with the inherited run that scored.
So he's 2-1.
So he took the loss. It was 2-1 then, and he got the loss. And then Reindl de los Santos didn't record an out, giving up 3 hits and 4 earned runs.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they
and
scored
then-
6 in the 7th, 3 in the 8th.
Yeah, it went from a
1-10-1.
1-1 game to a 10-1 game, just like that.
You guys, if I go out there and give you how much?
6 1/3.
6 1/3, and I strike out 15, and you guys
give up 2 hits.
Wait. 6 1/3. That's 19 batters.
That is
19 outs.
19 outs. Yeah, 15
and you
by
got
strikeout.
15 of them by K.
I'm killing
And
you.
he got the loss.
I'm killing you. I'm
To the
slitting.
to the
I'm
Rockies.
slitting your throat.
To the Rockies.
I'm slitting your throat.
Now Austin Gomber went 5, 2 hits, no earned runs. So got matched on the other side.
So they couldn't hit Gomber.
Well, surely this must have been a Denver game at Coors Field,
no,
right?
This was in Atlanta. 10 runs
At home.
on the road.
15 Ks is out. It's out. It's otherworldly.
Rockies 7-30 now away from home this season after that win. But the Braves couldn't get the sweep. You kind of need that sweep to try to get back into it.
This will be a fun project for the offseason. KG said there's no way he isn't the worst reliever in the history of baseball.
And
I don't know how you qualify it. It's got to be a certain amount of innings, right? They call it. How many innings would you need?
I don't know. 200.
200 innings. You take the cross section, 200 innings, relievers, ERA, walks, whatever, however you want to judge it, whatever metrics you want to use. He's got to be up there, at least of the last 5 years. He fell off hard.
I mean, there's
I was
been
excited
some
about
bad
getting him.
relievers, I'm sure, over the years.
There have, but that's pretty bad. Man, what a performance.
All right,
by,
that's a look at the rest of baseball. When we come back, Paulie's got his Reindl Report, and we'll look at NBA, NHL finals. Anything else on the docket?
I got something cool that a friend of the show is working on that I thought would be fun to share. And hot mic audio.
Hot mic audio. Oh boy.
Hot mic audio.
Can't wait.
From an aircraft.
Coming
up next with Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
I'm going to keep my mic hot to tell you guys about the beauty and greatness that is Eco Water. Eco Water is delicious, and if you have hard water in your home, it's not only tough on your skin and your body, it's silently wrecking your plumbing, appliances, and water heater. I can relate. We had all of the green gunk and goop around our shower heads until we got the Eco Water system put in our home. Now, replaced them all. Beautiful. Looks like the day we took it out of the box, guys. They're the best. Eco Water is the best. That's why we trust them. They've been keeping water soft since 1925. Every day when we fill up the kids' water bottles, we know we're sending them off with the best, the healthiest water that you can get. It's bottled quality water straight from your tap every single day. And clean water deserves clean air. They've got state-of-the-art air purification, removes 99.99% of pollutants. We got pure water, fresh air, and a happy family. Thanks to Eco Water SoCal. Get your free in-home water test today. It's one of those things you'll want to see, and you'll be so surprised at what's coming out of your faucets every single day. Try the Soft Life and alkaline water now for just $9.95 a month. 760-350-3338 or visit ecowatersocal.com. Let them know Woodsy sent you. Not everything in life should be hard, especially your water, keeping it soft since 1925. Eco Water, your water should be perfect.
Hey players, things are about to get real here in San Diego. Introducing the all-new Hamul Casino Resort. With a 200-room hotel tower, exciting new eats and drinks, plenty of new places to play, and a luxe spa and salon. Hello, rooftop pool and deck. It's where players can play their hearts out and enjoy all the perks that come with it. It gets real this summer at the all-new Hamul Casino Resort, the players' place.
Still unbelievably thankful that the Padres pulled off a Dad's Day win for the fathers on Father's Day.
Indeed.
Because I did not want to come in this morning talking about a 3-game sweep at the hands of the Arizona
I wonder what the
Diamondbacks.
Padres' all-time record is on Dad's Day. The Padres. Gotta
Should be good. I liked the light blue bats that they used.
I did too.
Thought it looked good.
Yep, it did.
Don't always enjoy the theme colors. They don't look great combined with some of the Padres' regular colors, but that one worked okay for me yesterday.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. So Padres do get the win. We all know that they probably should have won a couple of more games in their last 7 that they didn't. So
yeah, some got away
move
for
on.
sure.
Yeah,
Definitely some got away. They will. You've probably stolen some games this year.
I was just going to say, to be fair, like that Giants series especially.
You've stolen some games, absolutely. So yeah.
Wins or losses, losses or wins.
It's just like life, man. You're never as down as you think you are. And don't ever ride the highs too high. Just it all evens out in the wash.
True enough.
Usually does.
All right, Paulie's got some headlines for his Reindl Report. We'll finish the show up with that right after our last check of traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Not too bad of a wrap-up for our morning drive. Traffic is brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change, your 15-minute drive through oil change. Crash has cleared on southbound at 15 before Villa Rancho Parkway. Everything over to the right shoulder. Just watch out for quite a bit of residual slowing. San Diego, before you cruise out this summer, stop by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. No appointment needed, just 15 minutes, and your road trip ready. Valvoline Instant Oil Change, experts you can trust. Visit SoCalOilChange.com for coupons. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben & Wood, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
And get things started here with our today's edition of the Reindl Report.
Now tuned into the greatest.
Welcome to the Reindl Report with Paul Reindl.
Hi, Paul. All right.
2 stories from the world of sports that we haven't gotten to yet.
We'll start off in Major League Baseball.
And 1 story that you didn't know you needed.
Are you laughing, biatch?
It's the Reindl Report
Hey, Paul, how you doing? Okay, how are you?
on 97.3 The Fan.
Are you ready to bless the mood? I need some help, please.
That was good.
Can I get a oh yeah?
All right.
All right. Happy Monday, gentlemen.
Happy Monday.
Let's get right into it here. A couple of the sports we haven't talked a ton about. We did talk a little SDFC earlier this morning. In the NBA and the NHL championships currently underway. Season's wrapping up here. It's been a couple of days in the NBA. We had Game 4 on Friday night. The Thunder came back to beat Indiana in Indianapolis, 111-104. That series is tied 2-2, shifting back to OKC for Game 5 tonight.
They didn't play yesterday, huh?
No, they gave them 2 full days, Saturday and Sunday.
Travel back to OKC,
which is
give
not
them,
a crazy
give them an
flight.
extra day.
From Indiana to
Did
Oklahoma
seem weird
City.
that they don't play on the weekend, but
I would have thought they would like a Sunday night
Yeah.
holiday, everybody home watching, but they didn't. So tonight,
So we'll play it on Monday night.
at 5:30
tonight, yep, absolutely.
All right.
ABC
5:30
10
on
here in
ABC.
San Diego.
Who do you like, Benjamin?
Well, now going back to Oklahoma City,
You like
I mean,
OKC.
I've always liked the Thunder in this series, but
that means the Pacers lose 2 in a row.
Indiana's been so tough. I mean, it's hard to say that the Pacers are out of it. So
what's the line?
The
Probably
line
Thunder by about 8
is
again.
9.5.
Again, it's been 9.5. All right.
Oof.
They haven't covered yet.
I think they covered on Friday
No, they
night.
covered on Friday. First one.
Only with a 12
Barely.
run to close the game.
Yeah.
Jeez.
They were down. So
I mean,
yeah.
I think it was like Indiana 6.5. And
So it depends
I
on
mean,
where you
they
got
were
it,
leading
honestly.
the
It was
whole
that
game.
close.
Yeah, they were leading the
Yeah,
whole
Indiana
game.
had that one. It was the turning of the tables.
And then in the hockey, watched this one on Saturday night, Edmonton and Florida. It was game 5 on Saturday. Florida won 5-2. Every game had gone to like overtime, or 3 out of the 4 had gone into overtime. They've been close. This one was pretty much all Florida. They did have an empty net goal late to make it 5-2. And so we've got game 6 coming up in the NHL tomorrow night, TNT, Max, and True TV. You can catch it all there, 5 o'clock.
Florida wins at home. They win the Stanley Cup again.
Yep,
If
again.
they lose, Edmonton gets to go home and try to win it in game 7.
Man, I hope it goes 7.
Also
If
had
it
a-
goes 7, that would be Friday night.
Also had a fairly blockbuster trade in the NBA.
Did we?
The Grizzlies sent Desmond Bain to the Magic for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Cole Anthony, and 4 first-round draft picks.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Desmond Bain, I even had to, so you think basketball, Ben, is a thing? Basketball Jack, my son watches more than I do. And I go, is Desmond Bain really that good? 4 first-round picks.
4
That's a
first-round
lot.
picks.
He said, well, KCP's contract's pretty bad, so they're taking on the contract as part of it, but why didn't the Mavericks get anything close to this for Luka Doncic?
right.
It's like 4 first-round picks. You could hold it if you're holding out for that for Desmond Bain. You really would have thought they could have held out for that for Luka Doncic.
It's like
But
Nico Harrison taking L's even when he's not
Yep,
involved in a
exactly.
trade.
And Nico got brought up all day yesterday.
with the Red
They're
Sox,
like, with the Red
trade,
Sox,
it was a
Breslow is
Harrison
the Nico.
special.
I guess
it
if
was-
we're talking about it,
Well, it was the fact that he didn't shop him around.
Right.
He made one phone call and
Yeah.
was like, "Hey, you want him? All right. What do you got? 4 players? Sounds good. Let's do it. Get him out of here."
I guess between now and July, early July, whenever the free agent market opens up in the NBA, everyone's just watching right now with Kevin Durant is the big name. He's going to be moved out of Phoenix.
Yes.
And
How many years he got left? See, 2 to 3.
bro, he averaged like 27 or 28 a game.
Did he?
Like he's good still.
Phoenix was bad, though.
They're
But
bad.
he
He
was
was
good.
good. So
He
yeah.
wants to go to the Heat, the Rockets, or the Spurs, is what I saw.
Has he played for any of those teams?
No.
No. Okay. He wants to see as many as he can. I get it.
He's gonna have a fascinating career when it's over. I mean,
unbelievable.
first ballot Hall of Famer,
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
of the best to ever pick up a basketball. What's the
But
longest he's ever been on a team?
One of the most picked apart superstars
Oh, yeah.
in the history of sports.
Mega Doomer says Desmond Bain, one of the best 3-point shooters
Good
in
defender,
the
too.
league.
Good defender, too.
Okay.
All right, we will switch over. I saw this posted a couple of days ago all over social media and on his YouTube channel. Friend of the show, Trevor May. We've had him on once or twice.
Yeah.
Fairly recently retired pitcher, and
Cranks out phenomenal content.
he's
Phenomenal.
outstanding. Subscribe to his channel. Follow him.
He does stuff like, hey, do you ever want to know what a pitching coach says when he comes out? You're like, yes.
Yeah.
I'm salivating for that kind
He
of
breaks
info.
it down in layman's terms.
He's great.
It's really good stuff.
He's also slightly insane. Slightly like his content.
Which I love.
I do too.
Yeah. It was one of my favorite interviews when he had him on for like
Great.
20 minutes. He was outstanding. So he's
Get him
not,
on again. Get him on again. Get him on again.
I've been working on it.
Good.
I've been working on it. So he's about to start trying something here. He is not trying to get back into Major League Baseball. And rather than me tell it, I'm just going to let Trevor May himself talk about it. This is about a minute long. This is the video that he put out over the weekend.
Ex-Major League pitcher Trevor May. I used to throw like this and look like this. Then in 2023, I retired. Now I look like this.
You can imagine.
Recently, I was giving some pitching lessons to my 9 and 11-year-old nephews and asked me to show them some of my pitches. Let's just say they weren't impressed. I threw 100. It's on TV. For the last 2 years, one question has been popping to my head. Could I touch 100 again if I trained only to throw bullpens and not actually have to pitch in any games? So I asked my friends, my family, and obviously the internet. So here we go. For the next 5 months, I'm going to attempt to get back in shape, get my velocity all the way back up to 100 miles an hour. Can I do it? There's only one way to find out. I'm going to make a plan, follow it to a T, and even bring in experts to help me get there. And you will be able to follow the entire thing on my Substack and on YouTube videos that I'll be releasing throughout the summer. This is Trevor Throws Cheese.
All right, so what do you think if you put your mind to it? Mine would be 80. Could I get back to throwing 80 miles an hour?
No.
No.
I don't think you could.
You think I'm too old to throw 80?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. 80?
Yeah.
I mean, I've thrown 80 before.
Right. When?
10 years ago?
10?
Yeah.
Right. So you're 40.
Almost 39? Yeah. Probably 78, 80, yeah. Like max velo, like he's talking
I just
about?
feel like to throw hard, you can't strength train. You've got to be
Sure
very
you can.
Well, I mean, it helps a little bit, but it's more about range of motion and flexibility.
Which I
and
work
that-
on all the time.
I know, but that goes down with age. There's
does.
some you're never getting back. I think Trevor May's young enough. Now, here's what he's not. I'm sure he thought of it, but when you train like that in a Major League Baseball team and you get hurt, they have to pick up the tab for all your surgeries and injuries and such. When you're doing it just on your own to try to throw 100, if he blows out his arm, he's got to pay for all that surgery.
Yeah, and like he's got to go get surgery again. Like
This is-
I don't know.
I think this is kind of a risky plan.
Oh, I think it's absolutely a risky plan, but I was like, well, I'll be following along. I'm curious to see how that goes.
What would you think you could hit right now, velo wise?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't know. 50?
I was going to say 50.
50.
I mean, I didn't throw hard like in high school when I pitched regularly. I was throwing 76, 77.
No, you could throw 80.
So I could hit 80
If I
like
trained,
absolute.
I might be able to get up to 60, but that's about it.
Man, now I'm feeling like
much
now I'm
more.
wondering if I should challenge myself because he said I couldn't do it.
I'll get Trevor May on the show. You guys can exchange workout
Tips.
regiments, and
It's a lot of work.
Trevor throws cheese. Woods throws yogurt.
What do you throw? Eco water, keeping it soft.
Tofu.
It's 1925.
Tofu.
I want to try it now. Man, yeah, 100 is like.
I was like,
That's
damn, dude, that's
nasty.
ambitious. That's a lot of work. But hey, I guess he must be bored.
Yeah, he's bored. He needs content. He's out of ideas.
And he's a
like,
competitor
yeah.
at heart.
Huh.
Your whole life.
He just
working
said I.
to be a
He
major
just said I throw yogurt.
It's a cultured dairy product. It's along the lines of cheese. It's just not quite cheese.
Now you've lit the fire.
Oh, good.
Walking
Now
it back.
You've lit the fire.
All right, and then finally, let's wrap it up here with some hot mic audio. So, Stu, Mundell. He is a long time eye in the sky for, I believe it's Fox up in Los Angeles. Anytime there's a police chase or a high-speed chase going on up in LA, he's usually the guy that is in charge of the
It's a
camera
big-time sport
on
up
the
there.
helicopter. Oh, yeah.
yeah.
It's
Love it.
insane. It happens all the time up there. So there was a lot of activity throughout all the major cities across the country over the weekend. And Stu was flying the chopper over Los Angeles on Saturday and did not know that his mic was on. Now, this was not out over television,
Right.
but most television stations, local stations now, also have a YouTube channel where they don't have to go to commercial breaks, or maybe the television is going to switch the story to something else. They can keep rolling with it on the YouTube feed. So there was about 5,000 people watching this stream live over the weekend when Stu, who did not know that his mic was on, began talking about his personal life.
The answer is yes. You know what? I don't care. I don't care about I am married. I am legally married. I am legally married. That's about the only way you can really say it. I am legally married. But I am not looking at now at all. I just had a bunch of debacles with my wife.
Oh no.
Yes, it's true. I know it's hard to believe.
I mean, the chat is like, Stu,
Somebody that
Stu!
doesn't even know what he's talking about in a relationship, and but yeah, I got nothing right now. Got nothing. Not really looking. You know, trying to find myself and be happy. I'm being serious about that.
Oh, yeah.
I want to be beholden to no one at this moment. You know, do I get lonely? Of course.
Oh my
but
God.
I got cats.
I got cats.
Feel you.
So
I think he just.
I think all that information's on the internet. Look at all those red cars down there.
Oh,
Yeah, I think that information's out there. Oh, well, it's out there now, Stu.
Guy
Is he
sounds,
also flying the plane?
guy sounds broken, man.
I don't know if I want someone that down in the dumps actually
No,
at the controls.
I
of
don't
an
think he's the
aircraft or
pilot.
helicopter.
No.
He's
He's
just reporting.
talking. Someone else is actually flying
Yeah.
the plane.
I
Okay.
believe that is how that works. Yes.
It's not funny. That's the guy at his lowest, Paulie.
You want to invite him to the work at your next session, maybe?
I would love to give
thought
him
it
a
was kinda
hug,
funny.
man. It's not funny.
It's kind of funny. Hot mics are always kind of funny.
Kind of. Guy's like, nope, got nothing.
My
Got nothing.
cats.
Yeah, he's like a legend. in
Oh,
that-
yeah.
in
He's
that
goated in LA.
Man. Poor guy. Just letting it out there. The producer's like, what? I didn't. Oh, okay.
Yeah, obviously the guy he's talking to didn't know that was going out.
Someone
over.
back at the station
Yeah.
or something.
Somebody
Like,
back at the
yeah.
station. They're like, hey, everything good? Well, actually, no. I'm lonely. I've got cats. I'm not looking for anything. Like, oh.
I was just asking if you saw something, maybe.
Yeah. My life's terrible.
I meant more
right
from
now.
a work perspective.
Yeah, just
but-
how I just meant it's really just small talk. I didn't really need you to open up and unload on me, but
But hey,
this is-
good luck with that.
hey, this is why I started the work. A lot of times, man, see, people like Paulie, they laugh at a man. He's wanting to be vulnerable out there. That's what the work is for. Come be vulnerable. It's fantastic work, though. And then the people in the chat, incredible. Stu, please stop. Stu.
Stu, what are you
Stu,
doing?
you're on. We can hear you. Oh no, please don't say anything bad about your soon-to-be ex-wife.
Bunch of red cars down there, huh?
I mean, actually, at least that's not a bad idea. Could have done it on purpose. DM's now going crazy. He's a sharp guy. I saw his picture. He's a sharp dude. Seems like a really nice guy.
Oh, yeah.
And things just didn't work out for him. But he's trying to pick up the pieces.
He's been married a long time.
He's like, I just want to be happy. Just want to be happy myself.
I mean, people they'll drop everything when there's a high speed chase and they got a helicopter.
He's a
over.
rock star.
Oh, I'm one of them. I got alerts for high speed chases.
You kind of you want to know. I mean, sometimes they're quick. Sometimes they last like hours. They could be any. You're up there. You don't know what you're going to get every time.
Crazy, man. Crazy. All right. Well, listen. Big game tonight. Let's have some fun with it. Let's not live or die by the result. This is me. This is my self-help. Me in the mirror. Just gonna enjoy it.
4 straight days of enjoyment.
Just
pure blood pressure reducing enjoyment of Padres Dodgers.
I'm gonna monitor mine during the game. I'll bring it in tomorrow. We'll monitor it during the show.
Diary. Start a diary tonight.
Dear diary.
Like before, check your blood pressure at 4:00. Check it at 6:00. Check it at 7:05 right before first pitch.
It's usually around 9:15 where it's really getting
where it really spikes.
Yeah. Not good.
Yeah.
It'll look like a win probability chart.
It's gonna look like one of Sarah Lang's bits. Yeah.
We weren't sure who was going to follow us today because we heard that Braden was off. But looking through the window, it appears as though it is the Matt Scraby and Adam Klug show coming up next. So Scravenators,
mount up,
unite! It is your time for the
Klugers.
next 4 hours. Wish Adam a happy birthday as well. He
That's
had
right.
celebrated over the weekend, and he's going into vacation mode after.
I thought he
this.
was actually on vacation
Tomorrow
now.
it starts.
Oh,
He came
got
in
it.
for one day, and then he's out the rest of the week. We're out for the rest of the day. We'll join you at 6 a.m. again tomorrow. For Paul Reindl, Stephen Woods, I'm Ben Higgins. Enjoy the rest of your Monday from all of us here at San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. So long, everybody.